I get that general. I'll turn on this one. The hell I got it? The hell is that? Oh. All right. Somebody blew up my phone. What's going on here? Sorry about that. Oh, God. There we go. I don't know why I'm getting all this news now. I didn't sign up for that stuff. I didn't sign up for that stuff. Okay, this is the old. Man, my nose is itching now. What's going on now? All right. DMR hotspot. Let me put it right here. And let me open up a tab. Let me move this over here. And yeah. And let me close this guy. And there you go. Okay. Back into broadcasting. I mean transmitting, excuse me. Broadcasting. Not broadcasting, I'm transmitting. I got a mess in here. I got a real mess now. Anyway, I think tomorrow I'm gonna dedicate to really pick up this place and assemble my standing desk. It's been sitting there for over a month, right outside the room, right there. It's still in the box. It's not like the one I have upstairs. That's the one that the standing desk I have on the second floor. That was sent to me by what's the name of the company? Jesus Christ, I forgot. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot the company. It's been so long since I have even done a stream from upstairs. Anyway, that was sent to me by them. They wanted me to review it and make videos on there, and they wanted me to do a TikTok video, and then, so I was like, hey, you know, it was total worth of that. That was total cost of that desk was about $500. You know, about with the cable management thing in the back, almost $500, about $500. And so I was like, yeah, why not? Because at that time I really needed that desk. But they come down in price a lot. But it's not that one. It's that's a very good brand, the one up there. But when I bought here, it's like $100. You see them all over TikTok. You see all different ones. The one that we got for my son, that standing there was about under $150. You know, that one doesn't that one cannot hold 360 pounds or 350 pounds. I forgot what it was. I think it's 350 pounds. That one can hold like 175 pounds, which is still more than enough for you know, a couple of monitors, a couple of computer monitors, and you know, a couple of computer monitors, maybe a desktop. But the one up here is two computers, all in one computer. That means all in one. That means the monitor and the computer is all in one. So he has two of them up there. Well, one is my wife's computer and one is his computer. They're right next to each other. but sometimes he uses both. So, but they come down in price a lot of those standing desks. So I bought a second one about well, actually it's about almost 2 months. It's been sitting there. Yeah, it's been about 2 months now almost. So I need to put it together, and I need to rearrange all of this here. So I may go back to streaming upstairs for a while I fix all this up in here. But yesterday, I had to demo the cabinets in the kitchen because the missus, she was like getting on there. But I understand why now. And I told her, I said, listen, a few weeks ago, I told her, do you want me to demo the cabinets? Because somebody came, they gave a quote to install the cabinets. But a lot of, let me tell you something. When you are a homeowner, or even if you're not a homeowner, even if you want to do, even if you want to, you need stuff to be worked on, like for example, kitchen cabinets, things like that. Uh, Contractors know this. They'll charge you an arm and a leg. If you go to Home Depot and buy cabinets, for example, no, let's skip that. Windows. Remember I talked about last week about Anderson Windows when the guy came over here. It was a few years back. It was like $25,000 for a few windows. That's a lot of money. I'm sorry. I cannot just shut off $25,000 just to put new windows. It's ridiculous. But I remember living in the Bronx. My brothers used to do all that stuff. And if our relationship was better, I would have asked him. I would have asked one of my brothers. One afternoon, we could put one window at a time. Like one Saturday, maybe we could do this window, and then the next week we could do the other window. And in a few weeks or in a couple of months or so, we would have done the whole floor, the whole first floor windows. And relationship would have been good. I would have paid him a few bucks, maybe buy him some beer, and we would have been. But I don't have that type of relationship with him. But I know that they can do that. I never installed a window, but I know how I seen them do it. It's not rocket science. The problem is that it's nice to have an extra pair of hands, you know, and things like that. Especially the windows up here, and the basement ones. These are small, but the ones up there, full size windows, regular size windows. I would need a scaffolding, whatever if I'm gonna be when I'm gonna do the outside part, which I have. I have a small scaffold I can kind of. So it's nice to have. And the problem is that a lot of stuff you can do on your own if you not only watch YouTube videos, because you got to be careful with YouTube videos too. Some of them, they don't do it the proper way. But getting quotes from contractors sometimes is no, this guy really okay. I'm just gonna hold it. Wow, the guy just literally probably went to take a piss break. So basically, they know that they're in demand, especially this time of the year for indoor stuff. They want to charge you up the wazoo. I understand building materials, everything went up, but when you get a quote like, they're not even licensed contractors. A lot of them, word of mouth. So one of her coworkers say, "Oh, I got this guy. He put up the cabinets for me in my condo, and he did a beautiful job, and they look nice." So the guy comes here and he gives her like a ridiculous quote, like $1,100 just to put them up, and it's only one, two, three, four cabinets, $1,100 just to put them up. Nah, nah, I'm not talking about the material, just to put them up. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But, like I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it myself. The hell with it. Because she's been nagging me about it. The thing about it that there's some things I haven't done, and I don't like to do. I don't want to say I'm a perfectionist, but I don't want to do a crappy job. Especially something that is going to be visible. Everybody's going to come into the house and they're going to see new cabinets and all that. I assembled them before. I know how I can assemble them because that's a couple of things when you put in cabinets. They don't come assembled. They don't come assembled. They have some that are assembled, but they cost more. When you're shopping for cabinets, if you want assembled cabinets, they cost a lot more than you buy the cabinet and then it's in the box. You take it out the box, you assemble it yourself. Okay, so that's two things. So of course he's giving me a quote that they're already assembled somewhere. The red flags are already going off in my head. Usually that's another thing. If when they find stuff that's already assembled, it's probably rejects. It's probably rejects. Like somebody probably bought the cabinets, they assemble it, they didn't like the way they look, so they say I don't want them. You know, return them. This one is something's off with this door or something. And the timeline that he gives her is too fast. Like I can have this stuff up in about an hour. I'm sorry, nobody works that fast. Like red flags are going off already. And he even said he would do the demo. He would do the demo. It would take him 20 minutes. I'm gonna tell you right now. I did the demo yesterday. It didn't take me 20 minutes. Okay, it wore me down. First of all, I got scratches. I got a couple of scratches in my hand because of nails. Because those cabinets, when I took down a smaller one that was next to it, that thing it had nails this long nails. The, these cabinets been up there for 40 years. Okay, when they put those up, they did not use like the cabinet screws. There's some screws. They look like drywall screws, but they're not drywall screws. They're like cabinet. They're made for cabinets. They're like steel screws because they need to hold the weight of the cabinet. They didn't have that. They had long nails. Somebody went in there, like wow, that's like old school when they put that up. So those cabinets probably been up there since the 90s, at least the 90s, and they were old. They were dingy, old, and you know they need to they need to go anyway. But basically, I had to get a flat bar. It's like a crowbar, but it's a flat one. I had to pry, and every part with the nail, and slowly take it out. And each cabinet is kind of heavy because it's real wood. It's not that MDF crap. It's real wood. And I had to I was up with the ladder, and I had to rest it on the ladder when I finally. It was a lot of work. It's not a 20-minute job. It took me about 2 hours to take down all the cabinets and the cleanup, especially the cleanup. And there was some tiles below, the tiles. I ripped out all the tiles. So now the wall is there. So now I got to patch it up. And, where the tiles were, I'm going to have to sand that because it's like, but I don't know what we're going to put there. If she wants to put other tile. I don't like tiles. I'm not a fan of tiles. Bathroom or otherwise. I'm not a fan of tiles on the wall. I hate that. I just fucking hate it. I'm sorry. I just can't stand it because what the problem with tiles is? The cleaning. I'd rather have a single, surface. Or there's I forgot the surface they use for that. I seen it in the hotel rooms. When you go to a hotel room, the bathrooms, some of them have that surface. So they put it up on the wall. I guess they glue it and they put it on the wall. It's like a surface. They use that for the showers, for the walk-in showers. So for any area where there's gonna be a shower, I would use that. I don't like tiles. Or if you're gonna use tiles, use big tiles. I don't like what is it? 6 inch by 6 inch. I forgot the tile. I forgot what I'm not even an expert on it. I just hate it because that's a lot of cleaning you have to do. All that grout you have to put. It's a pain. And if one tile falls, now you compromise. And I hate that. I can't stand tiles. It's too much, anything goes wrong, I just, for a shower, towels are the worst thing you can do. Just putting towels inside the shower. Better to get a solid piece or, big tiles, big ones. And but I'm not a fan of tiles at all. On the floor, I get it, but not on the walls. I can't stand, I just, because I know what is it, it's a cleaning. Cleaning is but you want maintenance. Like if you have a walk-in shower, you want a type of shower that you can just spray clean real quick. You don't want to deal with that grout falling off, and you got to take that grout, you got to put, it's a hassle, you know. So I said, listen, I'm gonna do the demo. You know what? I'm gonna put the cabinets myself. I got fed up because I got fed up with hearing this. I said, I'm gonna do it. If you don't like it, that's it. You know what? That's it. So I'm gonna put this. So I demoed that. I was so exhausted when I came on the stream when you guys were talking. When Jill's, I was exhausted. I was tired. I had just finished taking down all that the demo, all the cabinets outside in the yard right now. I had to break them up into pieces, put them out in the trash. Take a little bit at a time. Every trash pickup, I take a few pieces, put it with the trash, because they won't take it like that. They won't take it here because that's considered a construction debris. So, and hello, Tessa. Good morning. And yeah, let's go Yankees. Yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah. So after the Jill stream, as soon as the stream ended, of course, I went before that. I went to get some beer. I was gonna do a live stream, but I was so exhausted to do a live stream for that. And plus, that game exhausted me more because they took the lead. First inning, what it was first inning. Yeah, they took the lead. Then Stanton hit that home run to tie it up later on in the game, and then we went to extra innings, and I'm like, oh my god, here we go, and then Juan Soto hit that 3-run blast, and I was like, yeah. And then, of course, the save. Well, he got the winning pitcher. He got the win, actually. But that was the type of game they needed. That's the type of game they needed. The bullpen kept throwing zeros at them all the way to the Yankees. Hey, that's it. That's how you win. Listen, good teams win like that. They got, they Cleveland crowd was behind them, and all suddenly, error, base runner, error, almost a double play ball. Well, it wasn't really a double play ball. They tried to make it into a double play, but it should have been a force out. But they got too greedy, and that's when they messed up. They put 2 runners on. They had 2 runners on base, and then Soto came up. He fouled off a whole bunch of pitches. I was like, and with 2 outs, I'm like, oh my god. And I was thinking about, I said, man, if he hits it out right now, I'm gonna go crazy. And he did. He hit it. It was a high fastball, and he hit it, and it just kept going and going and going. He hit it. I guess he hit it so high up, the wind kind of took it out. And man, I was freaking happy. I was so happy. I was so happy. I'm glad that the Yankees. Remember, they haven't been this. I got the yearbook. I got the yearbook right here. I'll show you. Here's the yearbook. This is the last time they won. 2009, right here. See, 2009. I have the yearbook right here. 2009. 15 years. So you see, as A-Rod, Teixeira, Mark Teixeira. That's the last time they won it. All right. So you know what? That's a long wait. That's long enough. I know people can say, well, Cleveland hasn't won it in 80 years or whatever the hell it is. Well, you know what? We don't live in Cleveland. I don't care about Cleveland. Sorry. One thing when you're a Yankee fan, winning the division is not enough. You gotta. The division is just a little flag. When you're a Yankee fan, either go to the World Series or the season is not a good season. Okay, I'm sorry. We expect of the World Series every year. We expect to go. Last year we didn't even make the playoffs. So you know what? And this team, that's it. The Astros are not here. The Orioles got bumped off too. You know what? You're gonna go all the way. And you know what? That's what they did. And the Guardians was a gritty team. They were a gritty team, and I had a feeling because that's playing the last few times they played them, even before when they were the Indians, they always gave them a little bit of trouble. So I knew this was going to be that type of series, even though it didn't go 7 games, but I knew every game was going to be like that. It was going to come down to the last couple of innings, and boom. And you know what? They showed me something. Because when they play games like that with the Astros, they will find a way to lose. But this time around, they said, nope, we're gonna win, and they won. That's it. Now I think the Mets can win tonight because they have their best pitcher. I think the Mets can win tonight, and if they win tonight, anything goes on Game 7. Forget about Game 7. Anything goes on Game 7. They have to win tonight. Of course, they have to win tonight anyway, just to make it a Game 7. But they have a good chance to win tonight. Because right now, all the pressure's on the Dodgers. All the pressure's on the Dodgers right now. Yankees won. So now both teams know who they're going to face. Both teams know who they're going to face. But the Mets are playing with house money right now. They got their best pitcher going. They're loosey-goosey, If they lose, well, if they lose tonight, they didn't expect to go this far. They got hot in June. That's how. Remember that they were 11 games back, I think, in June, or something like that, or 11 games. What was that? 11 games back. Another one, the 500. They were struggling, and they got hot. As a matter of fact, I think they had the best record in baseball after since June. I believe they had the best record, or the Tigers. One of them had the best record in baseball from June on. They got hot, and sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you get hot. Like look at last year, the Texas Rangers, the Arizona Diamondbacks. That was the World Series last year. Texas Rangers, Arizona Diamondbacks. What happened to both of them this year? You see what I'm saying? Sometimes when you get hot, that's it. And that's what happened. I think the Mets can win tonight. I think they can really win. I think they can win big tonight. I think they can go in there and drop, like what they did, 12-6. They could drop, a bunch of runs and take the crowd out of the game. That's what I think the Mets can do that. They can take the crowd out of the game, and the pitching can put a whole bunch of zeros up, because basically, Ohtani and Mookie Betts, shut them down. Because you shut them down shut them down. Take the crowd out of the game, and then all the pressure in the world is going to be on the Dodgers on Game 7. If they make it to Game 7, all the pressure in the world is going to be on the Dodgers, because you know what's going to happen if he loses that Game 7. He's going to get fired. Because a lot of people already wanted Roberts' head, Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers. They haven't won a World Series. The only World Series they won was the one with the pandemic, the 40-game season one, which to me that's a joke. That was that to me. I don't count that as a World Series. With no crowd and all that. That was the pandemic one. That's the only one they won. They haven't won any of them after. And this is already what? It's a few years. The 2021. That's the last time they won. That's the only time they won one recently. This is a team that's supposed to win multiple. So of course, if they win today, if they win tonight, then they're not gonna play the Yankees. So people are noting the Dodgers like the team that's gonna be like a a dynasty team. I don't think so. I'm not sold on Otani. I mean, listen, he was in Anaheim. They didn't do nothing. All the few years Otani was there, and he had good players around him in Anaheim. What that mean? That mean nothing. You know. So I mean, he's a good player. He's a very good player. He's a great player. But you know what? That don't mean nothing. It's what you do in the playoffs. I think they got a little bit lucky because San Diego almost eliminated them. And then they're playing the Mets team, man. I guess they thought they were gonna walk all over the Mets. The Mets are giving them everything they're throwing everything at them. The Mets. Mets are not gonna go down easily. Not tonight. Mhm. I'll be shocked that the Dodgers win big tonight. I will be very surprised. I think the Mets can beat them tonight. I think the Mets can do a number on them tonight, and then anything goes. Game 7. Then you got to throw every play out. Every pitcher out there is going to pitch Game 7. But the Mets are they in a better position right now in terms of the pitching. Right now they got their best starter pitching tonight. I think they can beat the Dodgers tonight and if especially if they take the lead right away. If they take the lead and take the Dodger crowd out the game, you know, so remember that ballpark is not a crowd friendly ballpark. People leave out of there in the 5th inning if they're losing. LA fans are not New York fans. Yankee Stadium's rocking, Citi Field's rocking. Dodger Stadium doesn't rock like that. I think the last time I heard at Dodger Stadium used to be like that was when we're talking about in the 80s. Like what was that? The Kirk Gibson home run when he hit the home run off of Dennis Eckersley. You know, I think that's the loudest I ever heard. I seen Dodger Stadium, loud and all that. It was to the point that to the point where the camera was shaking and all that. But Dodger Stadium is not like loud. So I'm telling you, the Mets take the lead right away. They'll take the crowd out the game. Uh, you know, they'll take that crowd out the game. And that's all that's the first thing you do, take the crowd out the game. Look what happened with the Cleveland. As soon as Soto hit that 3-run homer, all the fans were like, they knew it. That's it. Yankees took their heart out. Whammo. That's it. Now it's over. And they thought they had a chance. And when Soto hit that home run, they ripped the heart out of Cleveland and went, Ramo, that's it. This game is over. This series is over. Just like that. That's what the Mets got to do. Mets got to go in there, take the lead from the get-go, take the crowd out of the game, and then win. And then that put all the pressure on the Dodgers in Game 7. Mets are playing with house money. They're playing with house money. Now, as a Yankee fan, do I want to face the Mets? I don't know. I don't know if I want to face the Mets. I don't really care about the Subway Series. I've already seen one. So, but I'm telling you right now, be careful what you wish for. Because, you know, right now, to be honest, I want to see it go 7 games. Let them beat each other up. And then, the winner, Yankees play the winner. That's it. But I don't want to say, yeah, we want the Mets. No. Because be careful what you wish for. The Mets, right now they're having what they call a magical season. So they're not done yet. They're not done yet. They're not done yet. Like I said, I think they could win tonight, and I think they could win big tonight. I think they win big tonight to the point where they take the crowd out of the game early, and by the sixth inning or whatever, seventh inning, the crowd is going. The crowd, everybody's going. Everybody's going home. You know, everybody's beat the traffic. It can happen. It can happen. Uh, we saw last year what the Rangers did. Texas Rangers. Anything is possible. You play the regular season. It's a different game now in the playoffs. Now look at Stanton. His regular season. They were calling for that guy to get rid of him. And the guy is American League Series MVP, ALCS MVP. Guy kept hitting big home runs. His home was either tied the game or gave them the lead. Big time. Those are big time home runs. And that's the type of plays you need. I don't care, but regular season is great, but you know what? You want them to perform in the playoffs. That's how you win championships. You gotta have players that, no fear, ice water in their veins. They don't care about the crowd. You know what? Boom. That's it. And you put those pieces around Judge. And that lineup, you can't make mistakes. You can't make mistakes. That's what happened. They made mistakes. Judge was on deck. You thinking about Judge, and Soto hits it out. Or after Judge, Stanton. So they got that lineup where you can't make mistakes. You can't make too many mistakes. You put a couple of runners on. Yeah, I know they live and die with the home run, but you know what? You got to put runners on. You put runners on, anything happen. Boom. All of a sudden, that's it. And that's what happened. Cleveland, hey, they put two runners on. Trying to get cute with a double play when they should have went for one. That play was supposed to be a force out, and that's it. Or throw to first. That's it. Not try to get a double play, try to squeeze in a double play. They got too. They were getting too cute because they did turn a bunch of double plays together. But I think they got too cute at that moment. They thought they were going to squeeze another double play, and it blew up in their face. And it blew up, and that's all it took. That's all it takes. A big game like that, all it takes is one mistake late in the game, and Soto capitalized on it. That's it. And remember, the best closer was already out the game. He only pitched one inning, and he was already rattled. So they said, "Oh, you know what? We're just pitching one inning." And then they brought in Gaddis. That's his name, Gaddis. And he's been throwing good too, but it was one mistake. They tried to turn a double play into there was no double play there, but they tried to get cute. And that's when they fucked up. They fucked up. They knew they fucked up. As soon as that ball hit, they knew they fucked up. They said, "Oh boy, here we go. Oh boy," because one of them is gonna hit it. And Soto hit it. He fouled off a whole bunch of pitches, and he got a high fastball. Boom, took the life out of them. And that's what you got to do. That's what good teams do. They capitalize on that. And that's what the Mets need to do tonight. They're going to go in there, take the crowd out of the game. Dodger crowd is not like Cleveland. Cleveland is a crazy crowd. Boston is crazy crowd. LA is they're not loud. Early on, right there, like what the Mets did in game 2. When they remember game 2, when the guy hit a grand slam right there. What's his name? Vientos. Right there. Take the crowd out of the game. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. Take them out. That's it. Take the crowd out of the game. LA crowds come on, bro. We're louder than that here in New York. When I watch LA games, I'm like, this is not, even when the Raiders were in LA, they didn't put no fear. They put no fear. The old Yankee Stadium, when teams went in there in the playoffs, I remember when Jeter was saying that. The ghosts, the Yankees, the ghosts of the past come out on them, and then you know the new Yankee Stadium is trying to get that identity, but it's not like the old Yankee Stadium. Same thing with LA. So LA Dodger Stadium was never the type of first of all, it's too open, so it's not a noisy place. So I can see the Mets going in there, boom, right off the bat, score 4 runs, boom, 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 and take the crowd out of the game, and that's it. That when you can do that, that's it. Take the crowd out of the game, and I probably throw one in Otani's back instead of him. Especially when they're up by a certain amount, put one in his back. Crowding up the play, I will put one in his back. That's me. As a manager, I would say, yeah, put one in his back. Knock him down. You're getting too comfortable in the plate. But that's what they got to do. They're playing with house money right now. They're going to go in there, and they're going to beat them tonight. And then there's going to be a game 7. Anything goes in game 7. In game 7, anything goes. Anything goes. That's what the Yankees did last night. They Jericho would have pitched the next game if they needed, if that game was necessary. But they went by committee in the last night. They said, "Oh, we're gonna give the ball to Rondon." He pitched 4 innings. He gave up 2 runs. But you know what? That's all you expect from him. 4 innings. That's it. He gave you 4 innings. That's it. Now you got to get the bull, rest of the bullpen. You can't ask more than that. They kept throwing zeros. That Hill guy with the sidearm, zeros. That's so they got 3. So they used 5 pitchers. I believe Rondon. Then they had 3 relievers, and then the closer. So yeah, so that's how you win. That's it. You shut them down, and then we went to extra innings, and all it took is for them to make that mistake with they're trying to get cute with the double play, and it cost them. And now he's gonna think about all winter. He's gonna think about that double play. I should have never threw the ball to second. I should have went straight to first. But he tried to get cute with the double play. Try to get cute with the double play, and that's what happened. And hello, my Reddit DX. Yeah. So anyway, I fixed the issue with the. There was nothing wrong with the hotspot, the other one. And there was nothing wrong with the microphone. We already went through all that. What happened was I learned that using the HT with this, well, actually, it's not even that. Well, that's part of it. There's a noticeable delay when you're using this rig with a hotspot. I don't know what that is, but there is a noticeable delay. Now, I think it's because obviously the antenna. First of all, I had the crappy antenna. I switched it. I went back to the mag mount. My hotspot, I put in the boiler room. But also, when I was talking, I'm looking at my dashboard, and the dashboard, it doesn't tell you in real time what's going on. So what happened was that sometimes when even though I'm talking to you, right? I'm talking to you, for example, like here, I'm talking. I'm talking in the rig. The rig doesn't get cut off. I'm still talking. However, what happened is during the network portion of it, either the Yaesu network I think it's the Yaesu network. He's not as I'm gonna say robust or fast as DMR. Because I read that too. I read that the Yaesu, you know, but also, but I noticed there is a delay, and that's what's throwing me off. When I talk on with my Baofire on DMR, it's almost real time. When I'm talking, I can see it right there, and there's not that much of a delay. Like you don't even notice it. On the Yaesu, I notice a delay. There is a delay, like a second, sometimes 2 second delay, almost, and sometimes. So that throws you off when you're looking at the dashboard because you're thinking, okay, what's going on? Why am I not going through? And sometimes I make the mistake of stopping the, you know, I don't have it hooked up here. But this is what happens subconsciously. I'm keying up, I'm talking, right? I'm talking, but I see the dashboard is not TXing because it's still going over the network, and then you see it, and that's what's throwing me off. So it looks like I'm getting cut off, but I'm not getting cut off. I'm cutting myself off because I let go. Because I'm thinking, why am I transmitting? I'm getting cut off. But because after what happened was I went to Parrot. I was talking for a while. I was doing like testing, testing, testing. I'm Parrot, but you can hear yourself. I sound fine. Sometimes you get a little network delay thing like everybody does. The everybody, and that's what happened when I was talking to people inside the Yaesu, and and also hearing other people talk. I noticed that some people were getting cut off. Like every conversation was not perfect compared to DMR on the Yaesu. I noticed. So I think there's an issue with the Yaesu network that the delay is so long that it threw me off. So that's why um, that I noticed. So when I talk on the Yaesu, I cannot pay attention to the dashboard because the dashboard is too delayed. I don't know if that makes sense. Mary DX, but that's what happened. So there was nothing wrong with the equipment. There was nothing wrong with the setup and the Yaesu, with the radio, the hotspot. It was nothing. I had to troubleshoot all that, but it turned out to be it's a delay. It's a late. There you go. That's the word. Thank you. That's the word. This it's a latency. And if you're looking at the dashboard with using the Yaesu, it throws you off. So my suggestion is don't pay attention to the dashboard. In fact, if you could avoid, don't even look at it, and just talk like you always talk, because it is a delay. It's a noticeable delay. It's very noticeable. It's like a full second or two. On DMR, you barely notice the delay. As soon as I key up, a fraction of a second, I already see it red on the I see the TX counter. I see the TX counter. Well, you're using a handheld too. That's the other thing. So your antenna's right there. I think my antenna's there. I think the rig and the antenna, I think it's just different with the rig compared to your handheld. Your handheld is gonna be like the Baofeng. I don't think that's. But I noticed that with this one. I noticed it with this radio. There is a delay. There is a delay. So, and then after when I figured that out, I spoke to a few people after that. After that, I went to the UK room. I spoke to the same Canadian guy you spoke to. Although in his contact he put DMR, so I don't want to conflict. So I just put I put DMR also. But it's the same guy you spoke to, the same call sign. And he said, no, you sound fine. He said, you sound fine. But I had to not pay attention to because sometimes we get caught up in looking at the bit error rate and this and that, and sometimes you get caught up with that and you start. I never really would stop, or I will key up and then the thing doesn't, because I started going to websites Some people said that this radio is not the best radio when it comes to C4FM. Actually, a lot of people said that the one you have, the FT70, is the best C4FM radio out there, period. It's better than all these radios. And I think I'm gonna have to agree with them. This radio is good, but it's not your radio. That's what I read. I read too that even though this has the C4FM in it, but in terms of the sound quality, I heard that the one you have is the best one out of the Yaesu in terms of for that network. A lot of people, I connected to the local repeater with this one, and there was a Thursday night net, and they were talking about what radio should I buy. And hello, Glendas, I hope you're doing well. What radio should I buy? And about 3 or 4 of them said the Yaesu FT70. That is the best handheld radio for Yaesu. That one, the one you have. So, I don't know if I said this a long time ago. Remember, just because the radio has everything doesn't mean everything is good on it. It may be a good HF rig. It may be, but I'm telling you right now, this radio, yeah, is all-in-one radio, but nothing really stands out that's great about the radio. The waterfall, I don't like it. I don't like this display. But I remember I got this radio because it came with a VHF. Because it comes with VHF. I just wanted everything in one. But if I had to do it again, I would have got the 7300, and I would have got the 7300, and I would have got the handheld that you have. And there's nothing wrong with that too. I could have got that. Would have been because don't get me wrong. It's a good radio. It's a good radio. But what happens is sometimes when you buy something that has everything in one, doesn't mean that everything in there is good. It just works. So that's what I'm finding out about this radio. The HF portion is good. I'm gonna say the HF, but the VHF, the Yaesu C4FM on this radio is not that good. The search is horrible. It's very slow. The Wires X is slow, and it's quirky. And like I told you, I noticed a delay. There is a big delay. It's a noticeable delay. And I think that's what threw me off. Because I'm used to DMR. When I get on DMR, I'm off and running. In this, nope, I'm not off and running. Wires X, if I didn't know about the squelch, if I didn't know about the 20 level 20 squelch on it, this thing was breaking my head just to do Wires X. Just to do Wires X, this thing was breaking my head. The GPS still, I can't get the GPS to work on this. I bought a GPS antenna, hooked it up here. You would think it would be 1, 2, 3. Nope. I couldn't get the GPS to work, so I gave up on that. I just put the coordinates manually. That's it. So now that's the only way I can see the distance. But like I said, sometimes when you want a good HF radio, just get a good HF radio. See, I went with this one because they call this the Shack in the Box, because it has HF, VHF, UHF, and then the C4FM. That's what I bought. I bought it for that. Is now, like I just said, when you buy something like that, is everything there going to be good? No, I don't think so. But I kind of knew that already. Nothing is going to. But I bought it because I just want everything all in one. But if I had to do it again now that I've been using this for a few months, a couple of months, whatever it is now, I would have got the 7300. And then I probably would have just bought that handheld. And I probably would have been just as happy. But I want everything in one box, Hey, listen, you learn. You learn from it, Yeah, exactly. It's a great all-in-one solution. Shacking about all, although there might be there's gonna be compromises. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the C4 FM on this radio is not that good. He's not that good. Because the consensus is that the handheld that you have is the best that Yaesu puts out there. That is the best. Even the audio on that is, they ranked it as one of the best. The audio. Now this radio, the C4FM, is okay. It's okay, but it's not a FT70. No, it's not. Definitely, this is not. So and don't get me wrong. I still like the radio. I connect to repeater. I connect to repeater on Thursday. I was just listening in. I didn't want to talk. I'm listening to them talk, and I'm letting it play. I'm just listening to it to the Thursday night net here in Yonkers. Is 70 centimeter. No, not 70. 2 meter repeater. And I'm listening, and it sounds great. It sounds good. And it works. It works. It works. But I noticed that the the delay is is noticeable. It's noticeable, the delay, and it kind of threw me off. The more I started talking to people, it threw me off. And also another thing about the hotspot, the frequency that I had it on, that frequency is actually not recommended for the hotspot. The hotspot that we have, it blocked. Let me see what the frequency. I'm trying to remember. I think it was 432 to 438. It's already blocked inside the hotspot because, and I was using. I think the frequency I was using was 433.575. So that frequency that I was using originally is not acceptable. Because one, I think those frequencies were the ones that they use for satellites. So they might cause some interference. So I don't know. That was another issue that I was getting, but I changed it. I put another frequency. I think I left it at 440. What is the frequency I put it on? Let me see. I have it written down here. Let me minimize all this because I put my on a text file. Let me see. So right now I put it on 446.500. That's for the Yaesu. The DMR I left it on 438.800 is okay because it's above 438. You gotta go above 438 or below 433. So from 433 to 438, the hotspot has that kind of blocked. I think they have that like yeah. So yeah. So 432 to 438, don't use them. Don't use your hotspot on that. So right now my hotspot is 438.800, the DMR. I'm above the 438, so that works fine. It's working fine, the DMR. I'm not messing with the DMR. The DMR works fine, leave it alone. So on the Yaesu, I put 446.500, and way away from the other one, in case I have both of them on. So it's a few megahertz way above the 438.800. So 446.500, that's the one that I picked. And also I had to do 12.5 kilohertz for this rig to work with that was another thing. I think I had it at 5, and that's wrong. Even though they say you should have it at 5 kilohertz wide or whatever. No, when not with this one, I had to it only worked at 4 because I tried. And finally, when I switched it to 12.5 kilohertz, it worked. It connected, and I was able, it connected to the talk group, and so I have it written down now. See, I have a text file right here. It's right there. See, and then up here, these are the frequencies I recommend. So there's a list of frequencies they recommend. These right here. 145, if you want 2 meters, 441, 446, 500. That's the one I wound up picking for. It's a blog that he lists all of these. So you can pick any of these 5. Those are the ones that the guy recommended. It was a blog. It's about the pi stars. And he said, and he explained that about the 432 to 438. That is blocked by the MMDVM. It's actually blocked in there. They blocked it because those are used for other devices. So it's a couple of things, but it's a delay. It's a big delay. And when you hear other people talk, it took a while. When I hear other people talk, because I started listening to other people talk a lot in different, and some people were getting cut off. You know, even the guy that I was talking to, he would talk to me, he would cut off. But I don't think he noticed it. Like, he didn't complain about it or nothing like that. So I think it's just the fact that Yaesu, the network, just it's not as fast as DMR. And I read that too, by the way, that the Yaesu network sometimes, or not sometimes, or it is not as fast. It's not like a DMR. It's not like DMR. It's a lot. You know. In fact, some of the people when I went to the Latino room, there was a few people there that were talking from DMR crossover. You know, DMR to YSF, and they sound clean. They sound clean. There's one guy who was talking. He had a Redivis. I forgot what brand. DMR. He was talking to DMR to YSF, and he sound clear. He sound clear. So definitely, DMR is better in terms of the signal, the latency and all that. Yeah, DMR is better. DMR is better. Because some people that they were talking there, they were like, "I'm using Redivis," and I was like, and they were asking, how you using Redivis? And you're talking on the Yaesu network. He said, "No, I'm in cross mode." I was like, "Man, that sounds good." He sounded good. He sounded clear. I was like, "Wow, I'm cross mode." So I need to try that too. I need to test out that cross mode thing again. Maybe I'll test it out, the cross mode. I think what happens, I think it's just the and he went through let me see, cross mode. Was he using a hotspot too? But anyway, it's cross. I know he was cross mode. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the issue. So I tried to reset it because there was some settings in there because of CW crap that I was doing. So now I got it set up for my right now. You hear FT8 going. FT8 is going right now. I got my VHF set up for the hotspot. I got my repeater already set up. You know that frequency and all that the setting for that. And that's it. I'm not gonna do nothing else with this one. When eventually I rearrange this place, I'm gonna bring the Zygu back down here. I'm gonna hook that one up to dedicate it, or I have a switch. I'm gonna bring my switches down again. Then that one, I'm gonna dedicate that one for the try to learn CW on that one, and also, if I want to do some, low power mode, 20 watts or less, I'll use that one. Or monitor another frequency. Maybe I'll have another setup. But if I get that general or another mode, maybe I'll just do voice contact on that while this one is cranking FT8 or vice versa. I don't know, whatever. you know, two is better than one, right? Yeah, Matthew. But I was too tired last night. I had to do. I had to work around the kitchen and things like that. I had to demo the old kitchen cabinet, so that really wore me out. And then I came on Jill's live stream, and then I was like, as soon as that live stream finished, I was thinking about doing, but then I was like, you know what? I just want to watch the game by myself tonight, and whatever happens, happens. And it was a close game, and I would have been stressed out on the air. I said I don't want to go through that tonight because I'm thinking, even if they lose tonight, last night, they was going to win in the Bronx anyway because Gary Cole was going to pitch. But that was a dramatic win. That was a great win. So I'm happy about that. And tonight I'm going to watch the Mets. I think the Mets can do it. I think the Mets can beat the Dodgers. I think the Mets can beat the Dodgers tonight. I really think they can. I think they can beat the Dodgers, take them to Game 7, and then anything happens. Anything goes in Game 7. So there you go, Matthew. World Series, yeah. World Series bound. Let me enable this. So let me see. Mary DX said, I never knew that. Maybe that's why when I first used the hospital 432 it sounded bad. Yeah, it could be. Um, yeah, because the hotspot, it was a blog, and they basically said that the MMDVM hotspot, that frequency range is blocked. They have that frequency blocked in there in the settings. I guess you got to go to the advanced portion of it, and I think it's in there somewhere that is blocked. So, I already said maybe with why I said that's why my local repeater cannot connect even though I get a full signal. Yeah, that too. Because for example, this one right, I can connect to my repeater is a YSF repeater, but when I do the YSX, like if I want to do the search, I could connect to YSX, but when I want to do the search, is it's very slow. But then again, I'm in the basement, so I don't have a full good signal. Now I think that's gonna change once I put that one on the roof, the antenna. But right now, the YSX on the repeater, I don't know yet. Let me see how I feel. Because I may wait a few days. I don't want to do every game because it's exhausting. You know, I don't want to do every game. I don't think I'm going to do every game. I want to wait. Let me see that. It depends on how I feel that day. Only because, like I said, the last couple of days, last couple of nights, I've been tired and I'm losing my voice. And the last thing I want to do is lose my voice to do live streaming. Yeah, because I get into this, and then I don't want to lose my voice, and then I can't live stream for the longest. So yeah, I'm telling you, I feel it. That's why I might take a break after today for a few days. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm telling you, there is a noticeable delay though. That's one thing that threw me off. That really threw me off. So yeah, I know I need to study it. I need to. I think I'm gonna start reading the book. Just read the book cover to cover, and then set a date, and then practice the test until the date. Because I'm noticing now 10 meters is pretty much, if it's not a new country, I have a lot of grid squares already. It's getting to be like, no country's highlighted anymore. Like I already worked this country. Like I'm running out of people already. I'm getting to that point where I'm running out of people. Like I just saw UAE. I know you make contact with UAE. I saw what was the other country I saw today? Um Bad Island or something. I never heard of this country. I'm like, what the hell is this country? And then United Nations was on again, but I already made contact with UN last week with the United Nations, so they were on. And if I check my call roster, let's see. Let me see. There was a few countries I were on. Yeah, right now I worked every country that's here. So aside from a few grid squares, you see, look, every country in here I worked already, except for a few grid squares. And this one, yeah, Macedonia, because this I worked them already. But the reason they're showing it here because this is another this software in here. In the computer upstairs, I already worked them. It's already got me logged into that one. But this one is showing that it, but I already worked them. So pretty much everybody see the UN is there. United Nations, there you go. Married to DX. If you want to make contact with United Nations, right there, UN. I made contact with them last week, but they haven't confirmed yet. And that counts as a country, by the way. The UN. Oh, you done UN? Okay. There you go. Yeah, because I know UN. I haven't got that one confirmed though. And then non-DXCC, I got that one confirmed last week. I had like 4 of them. Now, when I confirmed, finally a non-DXCC got confirmed, so I got a country for that. You get a country for that. That's non-DXCC. That's another country, for the world, for the the DX100. Yeah, yeah. Let me go upstairs. I'm gonna check. All right, you're gonna watch soccer. There you go. Let me go upstairs. I'm gonna check on my son. I'm gonna be out for a bit. Let me get my water. Yeah, so let me see. No, I'm not gonna watch no USA F1 race. I don't. I mean, I watch it once in a while, but I know you're a big motorsports fan. Right now, I'm gonna be out for maybe a little bit more. I don't know, whatever. And the rest of the day, I'm gonna watch football, NFL football. That's what I watch. Although, and if first tonight, I'm gonna watch the baseball game, Mets and the Dodgers. You know, I can't stand the LA Dodgers. The Mets, I kind of can't stand them either, but I really dislike LA Dodgers. I just can't stand LA teams. I can't stand any LA team. I don't. I'm not a fan of the Lakers. I can't stand LeBron James. I can't stand the football teams. Well, they had the Raiders. They went to Las Vegas. and then now, of course, they got the LA Chargers and the LA Rams again. Who cares? I just can't stand the city of Los Angeles. I don't know. It's a rivalry thing. New York, Los Angeles. So I just can't stand these. You know. No, I just can't stand LA teams. And Oakland is even worse. They lost every team now. They had the Golden State Warriors. They went to San Francisco. They had the Oakland Raiders, but they've been gone. Remember, they went to LA, and they went back to Oakland, then they went to Las Vegas. Now the Oakland A's are gone. That's it. Now they're going to play Las Vegas next year. Las Vegas A's. Oakland lost every team. There's no more Oakland teams. That's crazy. Oakland is no longer, they have no professional sports team now. You know, California, if there's one city I wouldn't mind living in, it's San Diego. From what I see and from what I heard, San Diego's a beautiful city. That's the city that I wouldn't mind living in. If I had to, if they tell you you're gonna move to California, what city you want to live in? I'll go to San Diego. Send me to San Diego. And that's it. I don't want to live in San Francisco. I've been to San Francisco. Don't like it. Especially now. It's disgusting now. LA, forget it. I don't want to live in. My brother was in LA before he came back home. He went to LA for a year. He hated it. He moved back in with me. He lives upstairs. That's the one that lives upstairs. He used to live in LA. He said, no, it changed a lot. I said, yeah, I know it changed a lot because, but San Diego's the only city that yeah, I'll go to San Diego. That's it. That's the only city I will go to. And that's it. So, yeah, I'm not a big motorsports guy, but I watch it once in a while. USA F1 race. Yeah. Might be back at halftime. You're still on. Okay. Yeah, so Matthew. Yeah, that's why I can't do every game because my voice is getting hoarse now. You know, these games are all, and plus all these games are intense, you know? Now, I said months ago I was done. I was done with sports. But I guess, hey, they bring the kid out in me, and then I still want to root for these teams. You know? But, and the thing is that we need a distraction away from everything. Like right now, for example, hey, listen, I'm watching the Yankees, I'm rooting for them. In my should I say, I'm rooting for them. Of course, I'm rooting for them. Is it live and die? No, it's not live and die. It's just but you know why? Because it's a distraction from everything else that's going on, especially the upcoming election. Things like that. I haven't heard. Only sports radio I've been hearing the last week or so. I've been listening to more sports radio lately, only because I can't hear this no more. I don't want to hear about the election no more. I'm done with it. Like, let's just, all I can hope now is that enough people have common sense and vote for the person that they should vote for, and that's it. That's all I care about now. And if that doesn't happen, you know what? That my life goes on. My life goes on regardless. But there's so much you can hear, over and over, there. So, so I know some people say, AM radio, you get a lot of it. Yeah, but, sometimes you got to not hear it for a while because it'll drive you crazy. Every little thing this person does is magnified, or everything that this person says is magnified. It gets exhausting. It's exhausting. So I just say, you know what? I'm glad that the Yankees are a distraction. I'm glad that I could watch the Yankees and be distracted from everything else. And that's what I care about. Do I want them to win another World Series? Yeah. It'd be nice, but and that's what sports should be. Sports should be a distraction. So like whatever's going on in your life, I had a rough time at whatever work or whatever. You want to come home and be okay. Now I can watch this. Not like in 2020. Not like in 2020 when I was watching the that season, which was the pandemic season, the short season, and they had all these distractions around, like the Black Lives Matter on the mound and all that. I couldn't stand that nonsense. Like, don't bring that to the field. You know, sports should not be about that. When you start politicizing sports, that's when you lose me. So I couldn't watch them. I could not watch it. I could not watch baseball for a few years. I couldn't watch it. And then finally, last year, I started watching. I watched the Texas Rangers win their first World Series, which is nice. That was nice to see that the Texas Rangers got their World Series. And then this year, of course, now the Yankees are in. I'm happy about that. And we need those type of distractions in life. We don't want to deal with, if you put on the news now, everything is now there's another hurricane coming into like it's too many things going on. And of course, in another couple of weeks, we're gonna have an election, and that's gonna be. We don't know what's gonna happen. Some states don't know how to count their ballots. Some states take months to count ballots or weeks, whatever the hell it is. Some states, they declare the winner within a few hours. Some states are not gonna do that. I don't know what it is with some states, and that's I don't want to hear that anymore. It's 2024. The winner should be decided on the same night. I remember back in the 80s, even the 90s, and they declared a winner. That's it. Now it's like, forget about it. Now it's like, oh, they gotta count these ballots over here, they gotta count these ballots over here, and then then we gotta wait weeks to get an official winner. I don't want to deal with that no more. That's why I'm glad that I could talk about the Yankees. I could talk about the Mets. I hope the Mets win tonight. I like the distraction. I don't want to talk about the other stuff. I really don't care about it anymore. I'm sick of it. Of course, women's basketball, I don't care about it, but the Liberty play tonight. If they win, that would be the first WNBA title they win. I don't care about women's basketball. I think it's boring to watch. For me, it's unwatchable. But except for that Caitlin Clark, she could really play. She of course, their team has not. Their team got eliminated a while back. But she could play. She could play. She can play. And hello, Andy Cowley. Hope you're doing well. Hello, brother. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, so I don't mind the distraction. The Yankees in the World Series, and but Matthew, I can't stream every game because I'm losing my voice, cheering them on, rooting them on, and all that. And all these games were close, even the Kansas City games. So I'm gonna take a break. I don't know if I'm gonna do game one. I don't know if I'm gonna do game one on Friday. Let me see how I feel. That's why I haven't done. I took a couple of days. I took a couple of days off before I did this stream today. So let me see how I feel. My voice is starting to get hoarse. It is. Maybe I need to just take some honey or something. But these Yankee games got me nuts, screaming. Last night I was, even though I wasn't doing live last night with the game, I was still hollering by myself, but I was hollering. But I'm glad they're in it now. 15 years. Last time they went to the World Series, 2009. So tonight they're going to be let's go Mets. I want to see them beat the Dodgers. At least take them to 7 games. Because I can't stand the Dodgers. I can't stand Ohtani. I can't stand that team. Mookie Betts, I can't stand him. Especially when he was with the Red Sox. I can't stand that team. I just can't stand the Dodgers. I really can't. As a New Yorker, you got to hate the Dodgers because they left. They were the Brooklyn Dodgers. They left. Same thing with the San Francisco Giants. They were the New York Giants. Once upon a time in New York, a long time ago, we had 3 baseball teams here. Of course, the Yankees, the New York Giants played in the Polo Grounds, and then the Brooklyn Dodgers played in Ebbets Field. Right? That was the once upon a time. And then the Dodgers left. And then the New York Giants left. They went to San Francisco. And then in 1962, was it 62? The Mets were an expansion team, the New York Mets. And that's what we have now. Yankees, the American League, the National League team is the New York Mets. And they only met once in the World Series. That was in the year 2000. Yankees and the Mets met in the only Subway Series. And I still think they still have a chance. I think tonight they can beat the Dodgers and force a game 7. And I say, you force a game 7, anything goes. Especially tonight, they have their best starting pitcher throwing tonight. The Dodgers don't. They're gonna go by committee, I guess, bullpen committee. And all the pressure's on the Dodgers. Mets are playing with house money, so all the pressure are on the Dodgers. They need to close it out tonight, and if they don't close it out tonight, it's gonna be a game 7, and anything goes in game 7. And I said it. I think the Mets can score, or if they can score early, take the crowd out of the game. Especially if the pitcher has a good outing, maybe if he could get 5 innings in, maybe take even 6 innings, take the pressure off the bullpen, and then close it out. And then game 7, and all hands on deck on game 7. Everybody, for game 7, everybody's pitching. So, and I want to see it because as a Yankee fan, I want both of them to beat each other up. Beat each other up before you meet the Yankees. Yankees are going to be rested now. The game is not till Friday, so they clinched it last night. So they have a whole what? Today's Sunday. Yeah, good 6 days now. If the Dodgers win, they have to fly out to LA for the first 2 games. If the Mets win, then game 1 is in Yankee Stadium, right here in the Bronx, which will be crazy. Everybody wants a Subway Series. Me, I don't care. I don't do. Be careful what you wish for, because the Mets, if the Mets will go to the World Series, you're playing the Mets team that does have nothing to lose. And if the Mets beat the Yankees in the World Series, I'll never hear the end of it. We'll never hear the end of it. Just like what happened with the Red Sox in 2000, 2004, right? It was 04 when the Yankees were up 3-0. They were up 3-0, and they blew that championship series. And the Boston Red Sox went on to win the World Series. That was one of the worst days as a Yankee fan in my life. That was one of the worst days. That was one of the worst days. I think even I remember Susan Wolman was crying. She was on the radio crying. It was that bad. She was crying on the radio. I remember that. I didn't go as far as cry, but I was like not happy. Of course, I didn't throw nothing on my TV. I wasn't one of those people that you see on TikTok when they get angry to destroy their TV. Even though I found that TV in the trash, I could destroy that one. I don't care because I didn't buy that one. So if I'm gonna destroy a TV, it's gonna be this one right here. I'm gonna. But I'm not gonna do that. I won't do that. That's a perfectly good TV somebody threw out. 42-inch TV, RCA. Perfectly good TV. I saw it in the trash. I mean, it's not a thin TV. It's kind of a little thick, kind of heavy. But somebody put it on the curb. I took it. It works. I just need a remote. But yeah, I wouldn't break the TV. Oh, good. They lost. I see those videos. Like, man, these people they out of control. They out of control. Where they take it out on the TV. I saw one on TikTok the other day about a Dallas Cowboy fan. Because they lost to Detroit last week. They got blown out. I think it was like 47-9. And the guy destroyed the TV. He destroyed his TV. And then his wife was like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" He was like, "No, Cowboys lost." I'm like, "Yeah, but so they lost. I mean, they lost. They got blown out at home. It was in Dallas. They got blown out by the Lions. But the Lions are a good team. Remember, this is the same team that made it to the NFC Championship game, and they had the lead last year. At the half, they had the lead against the San Francisco 49ers. They had the lead too, and they blew it. Otherwise, they would have been in the Super Bowl instead of the 49ers, going to Super Bowl. I remember that. I was like, wow, Detroit blew that game. They blew it. The stupid coach with the stupid calls. Like, he kept going in on 4th down. Just kick the field goal. Put points on the board. And he didn't. He kept going for it on 4th down. Like, I think they were up like 20. I forgot what was it 21-3? I forgot the score. They were up like by 3 touchdowns almost. But he kept going for it on 4th down. Like, we're gonna put another touchdown on them. No, kick the field goal. You don't take away points. Doesn't instead of up by 3 scores, they could have been up by 4 scores. And he kept going for the 4th. He kept going on 4th down instead of kicking the field goal. And he did that 2 times or 3 times. I think it was twice. I know he did it twice at least. And even the announcer was saying, it's going to come and bite you. And the guy was like, I'll go for it. 4th down, and they got stopped. And then later on, another 4th down play. Go for it again. No, kick the field goal. They weren't field goal range. They could kick the field goal. So that's 6 points right there. They could have, the extra 6 points would have been on top of what they already had. So they could have been going into the half up by 4 scores. Instead, they were up by 3 scores. I think it was 21 points they were down. And, of course, what happened in the second half? 49ers came back and beat them. Because of stupid coaching. That was a stupid coach for that game. Lions were doing everything in the first half. It was perfect. But the stupid coach kept going for it on 4th down. And even the announcer was saying it. Kick the field goal. Put pressure on them. You know, you could be up by 4 scores instead of 3 scores. Because you know they're going to come back in the second half. You know they're going to come back. They're going to make it a game. So put as much points as you can now. And he get going for 4th down. 4th down. 4th and 2. Hey, go for it. No, kick the field goal. And what happened? They got stopped. And then he did it again. 4th and 1 at the 3, whatever it was. I forgot just kick the field goal. No, he going for it, and he got stopped. And it was a dumb play that they picked. Both plays in both 4th down plays in that game, they were the most stupidest play calling I seen. I was like, what's wrong with this coach? Either he's gambling on the game and he's trying to keep the score at a certain level so he can, you know. Because why would you take away 2 field goals? That's 6 points right there. That's almost a touchdown. That is a touchdown without the extra point. But instead of that, he's a gambling guy. He's a gambling guy. He likes to go 4th down. He did it all season. I'm sorry. Hello. This is not a regular season. This is a playoff now. It's a different caliber team now. Oh, because he's been doing that all season. Again, it's not the season now. It's not the regular season. It's the playoff. And what he does, he went for it on 4th down like a dumbass, and he got stopped. He did that twice. And they're a good team. They were a good team. And that's what they beat the Cowboys last week. Detroit Lions is a good team right now. But the coach is an idiot. He's an idiot. Going for it on 4th down every freaking other play. Like, come on. Dumb. Hello, Tasso. Still up, but listening. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. So that's the deal with this FT991A. I figured it out now with the thing with the C4FM, the cutting off the mic. It wasn't that. It was it's just it's different with the Yaesu network. It's a lot of latency, and then like when I do DMR. When I do DMR and I have my hotspot, right, and I have my dashboard there. When I key up, it's almost real time. I can see it. It says TXing, and it starts counting the time that have this pressed. You know, I'm talking. But with the Yaesu, when you key up, you don't see the red light. It says TXC, and it starts counting. It's a delay. Sometimes like a full 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds. And that throws you off because you're thinking that this is not working. But the latency is so much on the Yaesu network that it threw me off into, like, I was thinking, okay, something's wrong with my microphone on the FT991A. What's going on? But it's a latency issue with the Yaesu. So if I had to do it all over again, I know the FT991A is a shack in the box. But like I said before, when you buy something that has everything included, like the HF, VHF, UHF, C4FM, um, they're not gonna be the best in one. You know, it's not gonna be the best in everything. Something's gonna be compromised. And this radio, the C4FM on this radio, and the user interface on this radio is horrible. So if you're gonna buy this radio, this FT991A, HF is great. VHF is good. You know, the VHF, UHF is good. But if you're gonna get this for the C4FM, don't get it. Don't get this radio for that. You better off just getting the FT70, FT70D or R, whatever they. I think the Europe is R, D is in the United States. FT70D, you're better off getting this. You know, a Yaesu handheld. Then get this radio for the YSF. The search is horrible on that. It's useless. I'm gonna say it's to the point where it's useless. It doesn't help, and there is a noticeable delay on the. And it's not, and people can say it's not your Wi-Fi. No, my Wi-Fi. No, I have a gigabit internet. Please, it's not that. It's just I noticed that compared to DMR, the YSF, I thought it was gonna be. I have a better experience with the Baofeng, a DMR radio on digital voice than I do with this rig. And this is a $50 radio. This is a $1,200 radio. I have a better experience with this guy on digital voice. Okay, so this rig, HF rig is great. VHF, UHF is good. I'm gonna say it's good. It works. It's good. But the C4FM on this rig, you know, I'm gonna look for a handheld because this is disappointing. I'm gonna say it. So if I had to do it all over again, I would have got the ICOM IC7300 for HF, and then for the VHF, UHF, and the YSF, I would have got the handheld. I should have got the Yaesu FT70, and I would have been very happy with that. But I wanted to try this. I wanted to try the interface. But right now, the interface on this is very, it is slow. The search is horrible. It doesn't work. And I'm going to say it's useless, the search. And unless you know the reflectors numbers, you need to get a listen. You punch in, you can search it. Like I said, search is horrible. Or if you know the room number, like for example, CQ UK is 54321, pound sign 543. If you know the numbers, you put them in. That's the only way you can get there. That's faster by knowing each room number, the rooms, or the talk group, or they call them reflectors. In DMR world, it's called talk groups. In Yaesu, it's called reflectors. So it's just another fancy way of saying chat room. So, hello, Joe Weber. I hope you're doing well. And 11:59 now, so it's gonna be good afternoon. Give me a second there. Okay. You're saying you're testing a new QDOSIN model. When do you think it's gonna release? Is it bigger than the current model? I'm not testing no new QDOSIN. The one that I have is a DX286. And that is the same radio as the SR286. Where do I have that radio at? It's in the boiler room. Let me go get it. I'll be right back. And then I'll talk about it. All right. So this is the DX286. Of course, this is is the one I have, right? Originally they had the SR286, and that one was about $125 or so. I forgot what was the price on there. The only thing in that one, of course, the all these function buttons, they all got hidden functions on them. It was very convoluted. So they simplified it. They made this one, the 286. So they actually improved on the functionality of this. So this is now you're gonna get this for under $75 now on AliExpress. The X286. Now, of course, this uses the chip, the card chip. A lot of radios are coming out with that now. They have a lot of radios that are using that. It's a T8, the TEF 6686 chip. And the reason why a lot of people like that chip because it is very sensitive on FM band. That chip is basically this radio is an FMDX radio. The FMDXing, you can listen to our stations, and I'm not talking about sporadic key, not sporadic key, just in general. 75 miles, no problem picking up FM stations. 50 miles, 50 miles like the norm for this radio, and it has RDS in it. It's also very good on medium wave. It is very good on medium wave also. So medium wave DXing also, and shortwave is very sensitive. It is very good. So on all three bands, it is very good. However, they contacted me because a lot of people, I agree with a lot of people say they should have put single sideband on this radio. Of course, this radio only goes up to 27 megahertz, so it's not the full 30 megahertz. And shortwave up to 30 megahertz is up to 27. So you don't get the CV band, 11 meters, 10 meters. It's not here. 10-meter band is not here, and of course, it doesn't have single sideband. Now they did contact me, and they said that when they do come out with a next version of it, they're gonna send me one. Now I think that one is gonna have the single sideband. It's probably gonna have the full shortwave band, and maybe they might throw another band in there. I don't know if it's gonna be the air band or the weather band. They didn't tell me. They said that when we do come out with a now I don't know if it's gonna be bigger. I don't know if it's gonna be bigger radio. So I don't know about that bigger radio. It's probably gonna be maybe I don't know. Put it this way, I don't know. I think they're gonna add single sideband, and because that's what everybody clamoring about, single sideband, and maybe another band, like because what happens is this brand, this is like the first radio, so they're like the new kid in the block. You know what I mean in terms of this brand. So Qdosin actually now that this radio has been a success, how many companies can say that their first radio is an instant success? They can. So now they set the bar high. So I think now the next radio they have to compete with C-Crane. The SSB, what is it? The SSB2, the newest C-Crane, SSB2 or whatever it's called. So this radio can compete with that if they had like the weather band or weather band and air band with single sideband. Then that radio can compete with something like that. And I think that's what the next step is going to be. It should be. Just like SH Data when they have the DX2, the D219. That was okay radio. It was I thought that it was gonna be like another D808, but it wasn't. Because that problem with the D19 is it was too susceptible to interference. It would overload. So a lot of people said this. You this radio, you bring out this radio, but it's like you took 2 steps back. So I think well, I don't know if they learned the lesson yet. But then this radio came along, and this radio just, I cannot not recommend this radio. I recommend this radio for anybody, even if you have a D808 and all that. Only because The FM band on this thing is amazing. It's amazing. I mean, I'm not an FM listener, but I started getting to FM DXing, and I heard station on this radio that any of my any of it, even HD receiver right there, the Sangean HD receiver. This radio picks up FM stations that I can't pick up on any other radio. You know, on any other radio. I live in Yonkers. I picked up Philly stations all the time on this radio. I picked up all the way up to Ellenville, New York, which is like 60 miles away with this radio. And the RDS. I even get the RDS, even at 50 miles away, I still get the RDS, that's another thing when you're trying to identify stations. And of course, when the sporadic key and all that, this is a DX's dream right now, this radio. But it doesn't have single sideband, and that's what I think they're going to do the next step. I think the next step is going to be they have to do single sideband because everybody's asking for it. And, so that's what I think. I think they're going to do single sideband and maybe throw another band, either the air band or, like the Secret, the air band or the weather band or even 2-meter band. I don't know, VHF, some kind of VHF band. But I think that would be the next step. I think they would do that because that way they can compete with Secret. With SSB, what they got, the SSB2, something like that. They will compete with that. And the price on this thing is because I was one of them when they had the SR286. $125. I didn't buy it. I said, no, I'm not buying that. But when they came out with this one, the DX286, and they were selling it on Amazon for $79, I pulled the trigger on it, and I don't regret it. I love this radio. This is my go-to radio. When I travel now, I'm taking this radio with me. I'm still taking my D808 because that one has single sideband. But this is my go-to radio now. For medium wave DXing, and it has a bunch of functions. It even has a built-in amp. So when you hook it up to an external or there is a way because it has a built-in amp. And this radio is it's a very good radio. So as far as improving, I guess just add the single sideband and maybe instead of cutting out 27 up to 30 megahertz and maybe add another band. But I can't see much improving on this because this radio really set the bar high. No. So I don't know about a bigger version. It's definitely gonna. I'm sure they're gonna have more features on it. Now, of course, based on this chip, there's a lot of radios out there that have. I seen on AliExpress they have one that was like with the same chip, the TF 686. Where's my other radio? I'll show you. Where is my? Right here. Now, of course, originally I was gonna buy this one. This is the same thing. There's the same chip in there. This is the TEF 6680 chip. Car chip is in here too. Of course, this one does not have an internal ferrite antenna for medium wave or AM, right? So this one you need. It comes with the telescoping whip. There is a telescoping whip that you put here. Now this radio again, very, very good on FM. It's even slightly better than this one on FM. On shortwave is very good too. On medium wave, I'm gonna say it's pretty good on medium wave too. But of course, this one does not have a ferrite. Remember, you need an external antenna. You need either MLA30 or the whip. Even the whip on medium wave including whip on medium wave, I picked up, medium wave DX, like KXCO out of Iowa. From Yonkers, New York, I picked up, that's a station that if my radio can pick that up, that radio is a DXer. This radio can pick up medium wave also, long distance. Very good. The only thing is, it looks like this. It's a big case. It's the same thing. And now, of course, this one got a beautiful display. For RDS, this one has a beautiful display. This one has all the information right there. This one, not so much because it's supposed to be like a radio. But this one can display a lot right here. Let's see if it's fully charged. I don't know if it's... There you go. Turn it on. You see, it's a lot of stuff going on here. All this RDS stuff. I don't have an antenna, of course, right now, but there's a lot of stuff you can display here. There's a lot of stuff. Again, with this radio, just like this radio, it's the same thing. 27 megahertz, there's no single sideband. So I know that when they make this one with single sideband, the next version of this one's gonna be the same. Because they're the same. They're the same chip. So if you're going by based on the chip, there is a couple of models out there right now. I see them on AliExpress. I don't know off the top of my head who makes them. There is a version of this radio that's bigger. I think it has 2 speakers even, if I remember. There's a version of this radio that's bigger in terms of, they have a bigger speaker with it and all that. But I'm not gonna buy it because I have this one. I'm very happy with this one. And by the way, this one also I take with me on my travel because of the RDS display and the FM. And this one on AliExpress right now, I bought mine for under $70. A lot of places, when this first came out, it was about $125 and so on. Now AliExpress is like under, I think I paid $67 for this one. And of course, this one is $79 on Amazon. Now on AliExpress, it's under $75. I've seen it as low as $72 and change. $72 range, $73 range on AliExpress. This one now. So the prices is, but they both have the same chip. So there is a lot of radios out there that I think they have one that's a bigger one. They have different cases. Some of them, I think one had the bigger speaker. But they both have the same chip, the TEF 6686 chip. And that's the main thing. The commonality of all these radios is they have that is a car chip. Originally, that chip was designed to be in the car because it can reject interference. But when they put that in this type of radio, they made that they made that radio more sensitive. So, and that's the case. So, So I think the next version of these two is they're gonna put single sideband, make a full coverage radio. Maybe even go down to the long wave band. I don't know. Not that it's relevant here in North America. We don't care about that. I don't care about it anymore because I can't listen to anything on the long wave. But maybe because right now this is right now this goes I think from 500 kilohertz. No. Actually, no. It goes down a little further down. I'm trying to remember now. Oh yeah, it does. It does do long wave. Yeah, this one definitely does long wave. This one too. So they do go all the way down, I think, to 100 kilohertz. So it's from 100 kilohertz up to 27 megahertz. So the next version you probably go up to 30 megahertz, and maybe they'll throw another airband. I believe in this one. I haven't updated it in a while. In a couple of months, I haven't updated. But I think there was an update for this one to include the airband. But I'm not sure. Yeah, the Malahit is a good radio. I have one. I'm not a big fan of it. I just can't do the touch screen because I have sausage fingers. I just can't. I just can't. And now, since I got this one, I don't even, that thing is collecting dust now. I may just give it away to somebody. But then again, the one that I bought was a clone. I did not buy the official Russian whatever. I didn't buy that one. I bought the one from AliExpress. It's pretty good. It's good. It's just you have to do too many little tweaks to get it right, and I don't like to do that. My radio, if I turn it on right off the bat and minimal amount of tweaking, I can pick up stations. That's it. When I start messing around with all these little tweaks, I'm it's not a fun radio for me. Maybe that too. I had to do the. I haven't updated that radio in a few years, so maybe I have to do the firmware. But I'm enjoying this radios a lot more. I enjoy this radio. I don't care about that. That's another thing. Some people want to SDR this more. I don't care about SDR. I have SDRs all around me. I have the RSP2 DX. This rig has SDR right here. I don't want a portable SDR to look at. I don't really care about that. I just wanted to. All I care about for my radio is that it's sensitive. I can hear stuff that I want to hear. Distant stations. I don't care about the waterfall thing, and that's what appeals a lot of people to the model here, is that they want to see the SDR portion of it. Me, I don't care about that. And the touchscreen functionality, I just can't stand it. I can't stand it. I'm sorry. And if you like it, good for you. But me, I can't stand it. It's not for me. I'm more of a person that I just want to hear the radio. I don't want to mess around with too many things in there. It should work right off the box with very little tweaking. And I feel like that radio, when I fired it up, I even hooked it up to the MFJ 86 loop, the one outside. I hooked it to MLA 30. And when you can't pick up, like, if I have to do a lot of tweaking just to pick up a local station in Manhattan on medium wave. Because and I think it's WNYC. I think they're broadcasting at 10,000 watts now or something. Any radio can pick that thing up, and this radio was having a hard time picking it up. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "You know what? This is when you gotta do too much tweaking just to pick up a local station. That is not a good radio. You know, it's just to me, it was not a good radio for me. My experience, compared to something like this works right out the box. Um, you know, in the middle of the summer, I put it outside there. I was listening. I picked up 3 Iowa stations, not only KXCL, 2 other medium wave stations on in the middle of the summer, in the evening. Late at night, with no fuss, no nothing. This thing is a DXer, and I didn't have to do anything. Just put the station on, move the radio around, boom, locked in. That's it. I don't want to be tweaking this setting is too attenuate is too this, and I don't want to deal with all that. Not for a portable. I don't want to deal with all that. I'm sorry, I don't want to deal with all that. So that's the way I found that radio. It's too much tinkering just to pick up. Like, for example, if I want to pick up Radio New Zealand at two in the morning, just want to tune to it, and boom, it said I can listen to it. This one you have to tweak every little freaking setting, and it drove me nuts. Every little thing was a tweak, and I can't deal with that. I just can't. That to me, that's not a radio that I want to use. I want to be able to and sit down, enjoy the radio, and not every. If I tune to another station, I have to tweak it again because it's too whatever. And that's the way that's my experience with that radio. It's too much tweaking. When I have a look around me, I have about 200 radios now. I have radios that I can just turn it on and I can listen to anything without tweaking anything. And this radio, every time I put on something, I had to tweak. It was driving me nuts. And that's when they lost me. They lost the whole user experience in me. You know, that's just I can't. You know, I just can't. I can't. You know, radio like this, even a shortwave. I put it on Radio New Zealand, just with the whip, boom, I can hear it. That's it. I can't do that with that radio. I can't. Believe me. I tried. That one, I gave it the best antenna in the world that I have here. I don't have a Wellbrook, but I have that one, the MFJ86 loop. And that radio cannot pick up that station with a loop, with a $300 loop. And that's when they lost me. So if the firmware fixed anything, I hope so. But to me, it's not a sensitive radio compared to something like this. It's not. It's not a sensitive radio. It's an average, maybe. I didn't want to say above average. I can't give it above average. To me, it's an average radio with an SDR screen and a touch screen that's very, you know, is very slow. Is if you press this area, it doesn't even respond. I'm like, what the hell? Some people even suggested I use a stylus. I tried the stylus, didn't work. So I gave up on it. I gave up on it. It's sitting there collecting dust in the boiler room. You know, I just can't. I can't. The appeal to it, the only appeal to it that a lot of people found it is the SDR, a portable SDR. And to me, that's not a compelling reason to recommend a radio because it's an SDR. You know, it's like they shoved an RTL SDR dongle in there. That's the performance that I get from that. It's an RTL SDR dongle, which is a cheap $20, $25 SDR shoved in a box. Because it's not an RSP SDX in that there. It's a $25 SDR dongle they probably shoved in there. So it's a slightly average, maybe above average radio. And that's why I cannot recommend that radio to anybody. Especially at that price. I paid about almost $250 for mine. That's when they lost me. When I paid $250 for a radio, I should not tinker with it too much. I should not tinker with it. When I started tinkering with it and I'm still getting this type of results, I'm like, this is not a good radio. It's not a very good I don't know. Well, maybe the firmware, but I don't think the firmware is going to dramatically fix a radio. It might improve functionality, but I think the radio is not a sensitive radio. It's not as sensitive as the radio I just showed you. You know, radio like that. You know, minimal. D808. I've been using that radio for the last few years. You know, it works. A Sony ICF 2002. That's an old radio. That's a vintage radio from the 90s, from the 80s, excuse me, in the 80s. I can take that radio outside. I can listen to medium wave, station 1,000 miles away with no effort. I can listen to shortwave stations with no effort on that one. With this radio that you're talking about, I have to tweak settings because it's coming in like this. Oh my God, it's just annoying. It's annoying. That's when they lost me. They lost me. And every time people come on and they tell me about the radio, I go, I don't know. Maybe my bar is too high because I got way better radios than that radio in terms of like I have a bar for FM reception. If this radio cannot pick up this station over here, it's called WBGO. Yeah, WBGO. It's a very low power station from, but if my radio can't pick that up right off the bat, he's not a good FM receiver in terms of sensitivity. If this radio on shortwave cannot pick up this station, that's the bar. On medium wave, if it cannot pick up this station and that one did not check any of those boxes. And I gave it every chance. I gave it MFJ 1886 loop. I hooked it up to it. I hooked up the MLA 30 to it. Because I know people saying, oh, the whip included is a piece of junk. I know it's a piece of junk. But I gave that radio every benefit of the doubt. And it still disappointed me. It did. It disappointed me. It really, unless I got a bad radio, it really disappointed me. And I'm not going to buy another one to figure it out. So if Malahit wants to send me a radio to shut me up, go ahead. But right now, I would not recommend that radio to anybody. I have that radio there. I want to give it to somebody, but I'm afraid I'm going to do them a disservice. I came this close to giving it to Tassel, the Malahit. But I said, I know he's not going to have a good experience with that radio. So I gave him one of my Sonys. I said, I'm going to give him the IC 7600. That is a great radio. That is a great shortwave, medium wave, long wave radio. It's a DX's radio. I gave him that radio because I know he's gonna DXing on that radio. If I would have given him this radio, he's gonna get frustrated with the convoluted tweaking every freaking band. You gotta tweak it. I'm a person that I don't want to tweak the radio too much. If I gotta tweak the radio beyond to the point that I gotta do this every time I use the radio, it's not a fun radio. I'm sorry, it's not gonna be fun. I don't care. I don't care about that whole tweaking. I don't care about that. It's the same thing with my rigs. I like the G90. Why? Because it works right off the box. I don't want to mess around with every little setting. Yeah, the settings that I need to put, and that's it. I don't want to mess around with every little thing every time I switch bands. I want it to, it just works, and that's it. And that's what I mean by it. Especially, and I understand that transceivers, obviously got to be more careful. But a radio just to listen, no, I'm sorry, there shouldn't be that much tweaking. And they lost me on that. They lost me that. Within about a week, I was done with that radio. I was done. And I'm telling you, it became this close to be sledgehammering. That would have been the first radio ever on this channel that I was going to sledgehammer. I was going to take it outside and give it the hammer. Bang. And that's it. That's how bad to me that radio is falling out of favor with me. Just talking about it irritates me. Just talking about it irritates me, that radio. Because I spent $250 on that radio, on a piece of junk. SDR junk. I could have took those $250 and bought something better. Sorry, I'm just unloading on that freaking radio. Hello, James Farley. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry, Andy. I don't mean to. Anyway, I know you don't care. Because I know somebody's gonna come in here and say, you know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Believe me. Believe me. I'll give you another example right here. Another wasted money. Here we go. What's another one? Here we go. Here we go, Baofeng. Baofeng, you know what? Take notes, Baofeng. Baofeng. Here we go, Baofeng. I'm gonna bash this one today. Baofeng excuse me, sorry. Baofeng DF1701. This is a lot older radio, but it has open GD77 firmware on it. It makes this radio a lot better user experience than this freaking waste of money. This is the 1801 UV. This is supposed to be a lot newer model than this one. However, this one is older. This one is about $70, $75. This was under $50. Yet this one, when I put the firmware in, it does everything a lot more. The CPS on the software, the CPS is a lot better. OpenGD77 works very, very well, as opposed to this fucking waste of money right here. $75 for this shit. There you go. Sometimes it's better just to keep it simple and it's functional. And you can add the firmware and it makes, I can see the call sign of the guy I'm talking to. And there we go. I see your call sign and his name. This piece of shit, I can't do that and it costs a lot more. Go figure that shit out. And by the way, you can get this on AliExpress for $30-something. If you shop around. I know my radio bought it for, I think, 35 pounds. $40. I've seen this as low as $35. As opposed to this piece of shit that I had to pay $70. And you can't do nothing with it. The CPS on this thing is horrible. It's a horrible CPS. At least if I would have put OpenGD77, I could have made this radio usable. Instead, I had to buy this one. Because this one, you can't see the call sign, no nothing. What the fuck I want with this radio then? It's useless. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes companies don't think when they make new shit, oh, we should improve on this shit. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. Let's just make it harder for them to use this radio. Like, you need a fucking degree to use this radio. No, this one made it fucking simple. There you go. And that's the problem with a lot of these radio makers. They don't think about the user. They don't. And they should think about the user. They're like the Malahit. Who designed it? Who designed the Malahit? A fucking Russian. Of course it's going to be a Russian. He was not an American. An American would have done it a lot better. With a user experience. Not, you take this function, you put it here, you put it here. Now you can listen to medium wave. You have to tweak this fucking shit just to listen to one thing. Sorry, there you go. That's my answer. And that's the problem. Some companies, they try to make it the same thing I just showed you. They reinvent the wheel with every new radio. No, just make it a little better. That's all. Am I wrong here? Just make it a little better. Don't reinvent the whole fucking radio. Just make it a little better. It's a good radio already. Make it a little better. That's all you got to do. That's it. Secret formula. And that's what Baofeng didn't do with these two radios. This one sells a lot. The M1701 sells a lot. When they made the 1801, I don't know why they made that radio for. What's the point? You can't. Only the piece of shit. The piece of shit CPS I came with. That's the only thing you can use. At least this one I can use OpenGD77, which is a way better experience. I can program that radio easy. Copy and paste. With this piece of shit software, fucking headache. You gotta be like a fucking programmer and shit. Like, stop making shit so fucking hard. Seriously. And that's the problem. The 1701 is older. It's like, isn't it like 10 years old now? Whatever the hell it is. You can get it for like $35. $35. If you shop around AliExpress, I've seen it for $35. You know, the only thing you need on that one is you need the which cable is it? I'll show you right now. Which is the cable. If it comes with the cable, then you're in luck. If it doesn't come with the cable, then you need this one. You need the one without the chip. You need the one without the chip. There's one, the ones with the chip. I have two of them. You need the one without the chip. And that $35 radio is a good freaking DMR radio. I don't want to fucking hear about any tone, A7A and all that shit. Fuck that shit. I don't want to hear that shit now. That radio is $35. And you know what they say? I sound good on that radio. They say, oh, you have good audio, good modulation. Yeah, I know. It's a $35 radio. Instead of a $250 fucking radio. Get out of here with that shit. And it works, bro. Look, it works. All right? The 1801 is collecting dust right now. It's right there collecting dust. That's why I don't understand how a company can make a radio and not just, you got the 1701. That's probably the best-selling DMR radio ever. You just improve on it. That's what they had to do. Instead, they reinvent the wheel. That's what drives me nuts. Stop reinventing the wheel on everything. It's just driving me fucking nuts. Am I wrong here or not? It's just we don't stop trying to reinvent the wheel on every model they make. Just improve on. This is a very good selling model, like the SA Data did with the D219. No, just take the D808 and make it better. That's all they had to do. But they made the D219. I mean, not the D109. Excuse me, not the D109. My bad. The D109. Like, no, you should have improved on the D808. That's it. Like, I don't understand why they got the. At least C Crane gets it. You know what? As much as I dislike their pricing, at least C Crane gets it. C Crane does that. They have a radio. It sells well. It works well. They just improve on it a little bit more. And they put a little bit more. And now they have the SSB. Is it SSB 3? That's the one they have now, right? SSB 3. That has, it's like everything now. It's almost this. I don't think they can improve after the SSB 3. That's what you do. I'm not a fan of their radio because it's overpriced. But I guess that's why they have their price, because they do it the way they do it. Not reinvent the freaking wheel every time. Seriously. Tasso back home. Hello. Yeah, I'm ranting here now. So I tell you, that Mala here always triggers my my dislike for that radio. And I was gonna send you that radio. I was this close to thinking about sending you the Mala hit to Tasso. But I looked at it, I said, I'm not gonna do that to Tasso. Tasso would have been going crazy trying to play around with his radio. It's too much tinkering with that radio. I said, no, I'm gonna send them one of my Sonys. And I know you love the Sony. I know the Sony is way, yeah. Yes, that Sony was way ahead of its time. Exactly. It's way ahead of its time. It's a great radio. If you go to websites that rank DX, medium wave DX in radio, the Sony's up there. That Sony's up there. It's like a top 10 DX radio. Sony 7600D or the D2001. I mean the ICF 2001. Excuse me. ICF, the one you have, 7600, and the one I have is the ICF 2002. It's the same, basically the same radio. So that's so for me to have a radio that is a average to above, it needs to pick up exactly. There you go. That's what you got. There's a bar you got to set, and yeah, that is a good station. That's in Poughkeepsie actually. That's 50 miles away. WH 100.7 WHUD on FM. Yeah, if you already can pick up that station, that is a good FM radio, FM receiver. So the problem is that I have all these I don't say metrics. You know what I mean? There's a bar that if this radio cannot do this, then is if this radio can do this, then it belongs in this category. And that Malahik failed on all those things. It failed. Noticeable right away was medium wave. When I put it on medium wave, even with the best antenna I have, MFJ 18, I mean, yeah, MFJ 1886, you know, outside. Not this one, obviously, because I know some snapperhead is gonna say, "Oh, you can't use that indoors." No, snapperhead, not that one, the one that's outside. So before you chime in here, you using that one indoors, no good. No, shut up. I know what I'm talking about. Please, because you're gonna get a snapperhead that's gonna leave a comment. It's outside, and I run the one in the boiler room. I hooked it up. I had to tweak, and it still wasn't like. If you think it would be booming in, WNYC, you think it would be booming in. I had to tweak it. I'm like, are you kidding me? For medium wave? 820? And forget about Zoomer Radio. At that time, Zoomer Radio was coming in like crazy. Not with this radio. Not with this radio. Zoomer Radio was dead. Zoomer Radio was dead with this radio. And that told me this radio sucks at medium wave. But when you can't get Zoomer Radio 4 years ago, not Zoomer Radio now, because I don't know what's happening with Zoomer Radio. I'm talking about 4 years ago. When I had the any radio, any Zoomer radio, and that is booming. And that radio could not pick up Zoomer radio. It was flat. There was not even a carrier. Not even a carrier. It was like it wasn't there at all. Because normally, even if you get it, you see the carrier on SDR. Nothing, like totally deaf. I said, no way. I paid $250 for this piece of junk. Seriously, I was like, what? So I'm sorry. I would never recommend that radio to anybody. Just don't do it. I wouldn't do that to anybody. And I bought that radio because of one channel. And that's when I realized that channel's compromised. I believe that one guy, because he was praising, he said, it's a great SDR radio. I'm trying to imitate his accent. You want a great performing radio. The guy was lying. He was lying. He had me hook, line, and sinker. Come here, sucker. Sucker's gonna buy this radio. Oh, here we go. Oh, I got him. Here we go. Oh, I got him. I got that big fish. Here we go. I got him. Oh. That's what happened to me. Tech mines. Sorry. Tech mines? No. Yeah. Anyway, that's what happened. He is a great performer. I went and bought it like a sucker. I bought it like a sucker. Like the hook was right here. Oh, hook right now. Hook right now. Really here like a stupid fish. I was flopping like I'm flopping right there on the boat deck. We got a sucker right here. He's a big one. Oh my God, look at this. Tech mines. I never Never. That's the last time I saw that channel again. Recommended. He recommended it, and I said, forget it. Piece of shit. Fucking radio. Sorry. I had to say it. I don't know why I said it, but I had to say it. So people need to stop. People need to stop listening to all these channels. Exactly. He gets a lot of stuff. But that was a big one when he said, "Oh, the Marla hits. He's a great performer." I went, "He's a great performer. Oh, I'm gonna buy it, boy. I'm gonna buy that radio, boy." And I bought that radio. And I'm gonna show you the radio right now. I bought that radio. I ran and bought that radio. I said, "What's that radio?" What's up? What's up? What's that music that he plays on his channel? And I went ahead like a sucker and I bought this piece of shit right here. It's a paperweight. Hello. Oh, yeah, we got a big one right here. We got a big one. Oh, we got a commission mission. And I'm like a fish. I'm like a fish out of water on a boat. Flopping around like a dummy. Flopping around like a dummy. Look at my radio. Look at my radio. Flopping like a fish. Stupid. I swear to God, I'm ready to sledge it. I'm ready to sledge it. But I don't want to sledge it. But I'm ready to sledge this one. I'm ready to sledge it. Horrible radio. Horrible radio. Sorry, it's horrible. Just keep it away from me, please. I'm gonna sledge it. I'll leave it right here. I'll put it in the graveyard. Here we go. It's a graveyard. Graveyard of radios. Radio graveyard. That's why I tell people, stop believing in all these channels that I got. Yeah, he got a lot of subs, yeah, but suckers. A lot of subs equals a lot of suckers. Suckers. A lot of suckers. And they watch the same fucking garbage over and over, peddling the same shit. That's what happens. That's what happened to me. I got burned. That. Oh, if he says it's a good radio, it must be a good radio. Must be a good radio. And that's what happened. $250 paperweight. That's a paperweight. That's a paperweight right now. Right there, I'm pointing right at it. Paperweight. The paperweight right there. And I was gonna send you that radio, and I didn't want to do a disservice to you. If I would have sent you that radio, I would have felt awful. I said, man, I would have felt awful. I would have felt awful sending you that radio. Seriously, I would have felt guilty if I sent you that piece of shit radio right there. I said, no, I'm gonna send him the Sony ICF 7600, and he's gonna love that radio. Not $250 paperweight right here. You know, that's why I tell people stop believing in all these channels. That it's the greatest radio ever. Because I'm a victim, right? I'm a victim right here, but I'm a victim. I'm a victim right here. I'm a victim, all right? Straight up victim, bro. And he put that theme music. And then he says, now they're peddling another SDR. I said, freaking AliExpress SDR. that is this wide is this wide of a bandwidth? You know, like fucking break. Stop it already. You fucking break. Still happy with my RSP DX too. I mean DX, RSP DX. Not necessarily SDR that the frequency range is a full. Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares if the bandwidth is fucking wide? You're only gonna listen to one station anyway. Why would I want to hear the whole spectrum? And it covers a whole bunch of spectrums, whole bunch. Fuck out of here. I don't need that shit. And the shit is like $300 fucking dollars. Like $300, almost $400. So get out of here. Fucking AliExpress sending him the fucking he and all that shit. AliExpress reached out to me. AliExpress reached out to me and I haven't replied to them yet because I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that because they're gonna send me every freaking piece of junk. Every freaking piece of junk SDR. Fake SDR play shit. I don't want to deal with that. No, that's what. But that's so. This is a few years ago. I didn't know any better. This is a few years ago. I got burned with this piece of shit. Mallet shit. Sorry. Because you know, tech mines. You know, like you lose that integrity, man. People just lose their soul. Oh, they don't want that great. They have the gravy train. You know, you gotta get all that stuff. You know, you gotta get all that stuff, man. You know, Anytone 878, the Anytone 878, man. I got man, Anytone 878, my ass. Here you go, Anytone, here you go, Anytone. Balfast 1701. Balfast 1701. I seen as low as $35 on AliExpress. Usually the $50 range. This radio, OpenGD77 firmware. You gotta have the firmware though. Nothing but good reports on this one. DMR. There you go. Not Anytone 878. That's just like $250. And it sounds the same. I don't want to hear that. And people act like they got bionic ears. Everybody has a bionic ear. Oh, but you know the audio quality. Oh, you know the audio quality. The audio quality. I'm sorry. You're talking to somebody half a word around the world. Of course, the audio quality is not going to be like the best super duper audio quality. You're talking to another fat guy across the country. Do I really want to hear him talk really smooth? I just want to get the contact. That's it. I don't care how raspy he sounds. Oh, the audio quality. You know, you get like the the audiophile people. Oh, you know, the audio quality on the Anytone 878 is superb. Just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I spoken to a few people that had Anytone, and I don't hear that. Like, okay, you got a $300 radio. Congratulations. You're talking to me with a $50 radio. I'm talking to you on a $50 radio. You know. But of course, you see that shit in all these channels. Oh, that's the top DMR radios, the Anytone 878. 878. 878. Yeah. And then, then the testing goes from there. Yeah, Tassel. I asked Jill yesterday about the Zoomer radio. I know I was watching. I saw it. It has nothing to do with them. He said it has to do with the geo magnetic. Yeah, I believe him. Because I noticed that on my other stations that I DX. Like lately, even here in Buffalo, clearly, 1520 Buffalo. Lately, I don't hear it clearly. He sounds more noisy. 1520 out of Buffalo. So I agree that it's conditions. It has to be conditions too. But I agree with him. I think it's definitely conditions because I went on. I searched information about it. They're not down. They're not. You know, it's just that conditions are just crazy. You know, and that's gonna happen. That happened, for example, for a couple of years. 790. I was picking up Cuba at night. Radio Reloj from Cuba. I was picking it up, and sometimes I pick it up really good, all the way from Cuba coming up here, the medium wave. But now, nothing. It's been like that for the last 2 years, almost 3 years now. I have not heard that station anymore. Sometimes it's a cycle, you know, like they said, the solar cycle, geo, whatever. I'm not a space weather guru on it, but yeah, it makes sense that it is conditions. Certain, like for a medium wave, exactly. Zoomer radio for until this past year or so, really this past year at least, I cannot hear it anymore at all. It's but like a couple of years ago, it was booming in. For a couple of years, it was booming in. Even like I said, Buffalo 1520, WGN out of Chicago. Sometimes, well, if I'm outside, that's another thing. Well, it doesn't matter. But I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that even some stations, they don't sound as strong as they used to be. So he's onto something. I guess it is conditions. Because Zoomer Radio, I don't hear it at all. It's really like almost gone. What I'm getting now is the local station, the one in Huntington, the Overcoming Ministry, whatever it's called. Yeah, Overcoming Ministry. So it's crazy. It's crazy now that And I thought it was like I thought it was gonna be like I thought it was like CHML. I thought they shut down, but it's not. They're still on. They're still on the air. It's just that we just can't pick it up now like before. I don't know. They reduced power. That's what I thought. I thought they reduced power, but I checked. When you asked that question, I googled it. As soon as you asked, I googled it to see if it is. They haven't reduced power or nothing. So it's just. But it kind of confirms what there's cycles. There are cycles, and I remember, like I said, 790 a few years ago, I was picking up Cuba every night. I was picking up Cuba, and that run lasted for a couple of years, and then it's gone. And then for a while, I was picking up Miami, 790 out of Miami, and then that's gone. Now 790 is when I picked up recently at 790, I think it was more local. It was when I'm local, I'm talking about closer to me. It was still a DX, but it was not a distant one. It was much closer now. Was it anyway, I'm trying to remember which one. So conditions change. That's why when you look back at my library, you hear 790. I don't think I'm ever gonna hear that again. Maybe who knows? I don't know. But that's conditions. So yeah, hook, line, and sinker. That's what happened to me with that radio. That's why I learned my lesson. Once I bought that radio, I knew it. I said, man, I can't trust these people no more. And then of course, other people make videos on that, and they say, you know what? Some people just peddle everything. They just peddle stuff. And I don't want that. I don't care about that. I don't really care about it. And I get emails from some, and I checked to someone like Radio. Radio sent me 2 radios. But I bashed the hell out of them because they junk. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna. Especially I forgot the model of it. Anyway, right now, you know what's that radio in the boiler room? I only have that one tune on AM, right? And excuse me. Oh my God! Almost Jesus Christ, Danny. My voice a little. And now when I only put it for AM, like last night, I was listening to the Yankee game on it for a bit when I was in the boiler room. I only use it for that. Now that one, you can't DX with that. It's so wide. You can't. And it's not that sensitive anyway. So that radio is a piece of, and that radio, they were selling it for $50. That was the price for that radio. It was $53. And I said, no way I could recommend this radio. Not even for $20. I can't recommend that radio. And I said it. And they sent me email. And they said, we're going to send you another radio that you think. And they sent me the other radio. And the same thing happened. Like, I don't know. I don't know in that company. Do they even know what AM radio, the bandwidth is too wide. And shortwave was worse. I think it was 20 kilohertz. It was really bad. Was it 20? It was really wide. So you can't use it on shortwave. And I said it. And that's the last time they sent me another. They haven't even contacted me since then. I think they had enough of me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna lie about it and say that the radio is a good radio. Imagine the FT991A. I thought I wasn't gonna find any flaws on it. I found a whole bunch of flaws on it now. There's a whole bunch of things I found on this radio that I don't like. And this is a $1,200 radio. And I found flaws on this radio. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this radio is a perfect radio. No, it's not. It's not. And if I had to do it again, I would have bought that 7300 and I would have bought the Yaesu handheld. And I would have been better off. I would have had the best of both worlds. Not all in one. It's not. It's not. Especially on the digital voice portion of this radio, it's not that good. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that this radio is a great radio. It's a good HF rig, and it's nice to have all these have everything on one radio, but nothing stands out. Nothing is exceptional on this radio. The waterfall is slow. It's not like a 7300. 7300 is nice and smooth waterfall. This display is not. It's very choppy and yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. Probably got paid to say exactly. That's what happened. Because I used to watch his channel, and then I noticed that. And when he recommended that radio, then I think Joe's already had his. He bought his, and he had a problem with his. The connector broke. So I was like, oh boy, here we go. And I already had made the order. So I said, I'm going to give it a benefit of the try. And I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I tried it for a few weeks, and I finally gave up on it. I said, forget it. I couldn't. And hello, Lincoln, Loud, Gregory. I hope you're doing well. I heard that 1560 WFME is back online from WPAT WNSW in Clifton, New Jersey. Yeah, Michael said that it's back online. I have not checked it. Because I don't really listen to that station anyway, so I just don't listen to it. So, Tasso, I won't sub to those type of channels. Yeah, I don't sub to them either anymore. Because there's another channel now that there's another channel I used to watch him a lot. But I know that he changed. Now he peddles all this stuff now. They're sending him all these radios now. Before he was a CB guy. And that's why that was my appeal to him, his channel. He's a UK guy, he's a CBer. And when he was showing his setup and all that, that was cool. And then suddenly one day he's reviewing a crock pot. He's reviewing a crock pot. I'm like, he went from a CB guy to reviewing crock pots. And that's when he lost me. I said, okay, now you lost me on this one with the crock pot. I'm sorry. And then now he's reviewing all these little radios. The ones a few of them that I have here, he was reviewing. I'm like, he went from this to that. I said, oh, okay, so they send him. And plus they send them some other radios too. I think Radio Oddity send them the RF919. But he's a little bit, at least he does bash though, because he is a little bit honest. But I can't watch people. I just can't watch channels that they just always constantly promoting stuff. I just can't. I can't. I just can't. I can't. Like, And Curtis is laughing. I don't know why he's laughing at, but yeah, fake hype, exactly. Lincoln Law Gregory, I have the E-Time Traveler 3 shortwave receiver with RDS coming. Yeah, that's a good radio. Andy, most of them are out to make money. I don't know. The only money I get is from the ads and any donations, any super chat. That's about it. That's all I get. I don't get money from any of them. SS Data, they sent me a couple of radios to review. Right now, I didn't want to talk about it because it's not legal. That one right there. I didn't want to mention the name. Even though they have the FCC on the box and everything, let me tell you that radio is not legal. First of all, when you can key up on the no weather band, that is not legal. But at least thank God you can't key up on the air band. But that radio right now is not legal. Okay, it's not. And I didn't even think about the GMRS band. That is, you're supposed to be at I forgot how many watts, and it goes way beyond that. It's over 5 watts. It's 5 watts. And I believe on some of those bands you only can do. I think the maximum is 2. So anyway, so anyway, he already contacted them. I contacted them. They haven't even replied to my email. And I say, I'm not gonna review that radio. I'm done with it. That's it. You need to lock it down. When you can keep on the Marine band and the no weather band, I'm sorry, that radio is not legal. Nope, not legal. So I can't touch that radio. That's it. It's gonna sit right there. The box is there, but the radio's in the other room. I just put that radio on for the NOAA. I turned it on just to listen to NOAA. That's what I have it set up for now. But no, that radio is not legal. At least the airband, the airband, it works. So that would have been really serious if you can interfere with that would have been really bad. But it's just the Marine band. I know the NOAA weather band. I pressed it and I confirmed that radio is not supposed to do that, and it does that. I said no, can't touch that radio. So the fact that he gave me a heads up on it, I didn't even know until Jill sent me the email, and then he told me, Danny, that radio is not legal. And I said, okay, and I confirmed it. When I confirmed that, I said, no, there's no way I'm gonna recommend that. Whatever, I'm not gonna do that. Hell no. Yeah, it's coming out, Lincoln. I heard that SDR plays coming out with web-based. Yeah, there's something. It's like the Kiwi SDR. It's a network-based SDR. To me, be honest, I left a comment. I said, I would like to try one out. I am not gonna buy it because I'm at the point now where I think Kiwi SDR is the standard. I like Kiwi SDR. They came out with now. There's a Kiwi SDR 2. Probably around the same price because that one is $500. That's what they're gonna open up with that price, about $500. At $500, sorry, I'd rather just get the Kiwi SDR. The Kiwi SDR is proven to be a great web-based SDR. If you want to share it, for example, and I thought about that. I thought about sharing my, one of my antennas dedicated. So everybody could say, okay, let me see what Danny's listening to in Yonkers, and they go there and they could. And Years ago, I was gonna try with another radio, but that radio turned out to be a piece of junk. So Kiwi SDR, I would like to get one, but it's out of my price range. I really don't want to drop. Well, the old one, I might still get the old one, maybe, if I can get a good price on it. I don't want to spend. I really don't want to spend $500 on an SDR. I really don't. So if I can figure out a way to share the RSPDX, I would share that one. But yeah, I'm not gonna drop $500 for that. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not even tempting anymore. It used to be tempting years ago. Now I know better. I'm not gonna drop $500. And I reached out to them. I said, listen, if you want me to talk about one and review it and all that, you know, I already bought a few of them from them. Because I got burned. That's another thing. I got burned with the RSP, the original RSP, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way with them. Normally, when they release a radio, they just release it. They don't even give you a time. Like for example, I'll tell you a story about my case. I was thinking about not thinking. Excuse me. I wanted to get the SDR play, so I bought the RSP one, not the 1A, the one. As soon as I bought it, within about 2 months, they released the 1A, and I was like pissed off. I was like, really? And how I would have known that they were gonna release the 1A, I would have waited and bought the 1A. But they didn't. They have it. Then they have a history of doing that. They have a history of they don't tell people like coming soon is this radio. Like now, I guess now they did it with this one. But before they didn't do that. Before that, we just released it, and you had just bought this radio. So I was like, and then at that time, because the RSP one does not have bias T at all, and I really wanted the bias T. That was one of the things I was looking for. And then they came out with the 1A that has the bias T, and that I think I had the radio for like 3 months or something, and I was not happy. I was like, really? You're gonna release this now when I just bought this one? And then they did it again with the DX. I think I was this close to buying the. No, actually, I don't remember what happened. Anyway, the DX, but they did the same thing out of the blue. They just say, "Oh, we have this now." It's on sale. So they have a history of that. I guess this time now, it's a couple of. It's already about a month since they announced it. They never did that before. Normally, they announce it today. Next week is out. But yeah, I'm not paying $500. I'm sorry. I'm done with that. I got and they came out with the RSP DXR2. That's supposed to be the improvement of the. I didn't buy that one either, so I'm not buying no more. I'm done with that. They want to send me one to review. I'll be glad to review it, but that's it. Yeah. So I learned from DX Central. Yeah, he's a smart guy. And also I have the AirSpy HF Plus Discovery, that's another great SDR. That's another great SDR, and and it's small, it's nice, it's very sensitive, it works well. So I can't see myself spending $500 on that web base. I can't see myself doing it because I learned that I was trying out another one years ago, and one thing I learned about web based SDR, you gotta have two things. You gotta have a very powerful computer because not only again, regular SDR takes memory already, but now you're gonna put it on the web. So you gotta have a very fast computer. If you're gonna have more than one person using it at the same time, if you have it to 5 people or whatever amount, you're gonna need a network connection too. And of course, everybody's using gigabit now locally, but you're gonna need upload speed if you're gonna have share more than one person at a time. So yeah. Tasha, yes, Danny, it would be it yes, that it probably would have happened to me. Yeah, it happened to me. I'm telling you, I used to watch this channel and I was on the fence about it because I felt for that whole, oh, it's SDR in the box. Yeah, I could take it outside. And I'm like since when I care about watching it on the screen. I like to watch it on the computer screen. Even here, on this regular, it's okay, but it's nice to when you tune. It's nice to have that you can see where the you know activity here. They talking over here. Whatever, you can just tune to it. I like the aspect of it. But on that radio, I feel like they dropped the ball on a few things. I mean, of course, now they improved on there. I know they have a mile hit 2 or something. They have some. I'm sure they improved on it. I'm hoping they did. But I'm not gonna fall for that again. I'm done with that. To me, it's gimmicky. SDR on a box. To me, it's gimmicky. I don't care about that. I just want to hear stuff. You know. Now on the transceiver here, it does a certain function for me because I could look for who's talking. Same thing with the Zygo. I could see who's talking. I could tune right there. Boom. That's nice to see on a transceiver. You know, I could see that. That's more useful on a transceiver. Tasha, you guys are complete opposite of them. Well, thank you. Well, I just try to be me. I'm not trying to be anybody, but I understand because I don't want people to be pissed off at me that I recommend them a piece of junk. I think that's very. I wouldn't do that. I'm gonna say it like it is. Maybe that's why Radio Oddity doesn't even reply to me when I signed up for the influencer thing. And a couple of other people said the same thing because their channel is just like this one. We're gonna say like it is, and that's it. Because I'm not gonna say that this radio is a good radio or this radio is a good radio. Whatever. I'm not gonna do that if I really don't stand behind it. You know, like when I praise about the Qdosin, it's because I really like that radio. So when anybody asks me about it, I'm gonna tell them I really like this. This is my go-to radio. This is the radio I take with me when I go on vacation, and I want to hear DX wherever I'm at. I'm gonna take that radio. That radio is gonna make it in my travel bag, and I'll take this radio and this radio. You know, I'm not gonna take a piece of junk radio to when I travel. I want the best performing radio when I want to DX somewhere else. You know what I mean. So I'm not gonna recommend a piece of junk radio because they send it to me for free. I don't care about that. You know. I'm not gonna do that because I don't want people to. Because I get a lot of emails. I get a lot of emails for stuff. A lot of it's not radio related either. Oh, we like your review on this radio. We want you to promote this thing. And I look at it, I'm like, first of all, it's not even radio related. I'm not gonna promote that here. So sometimes I tell them I will promote it on my product review channel, and they go, no, we want to hear. I said, well, I can't do it. That's it. And I turned down stuff that costs a lot of money, not $20, $40. I turned down, let's see, stuff that costs a few $100s because they wanted me to do it here. And I said, no, that is not a radio related product. I'll do it at this channel because I want more people to go to that channel. Plus, that is dedicated for non radio related reviews, product reviews, and all that. I said, no, we wanted to say, well, and I will put it on my other social media. They said, no, we want to hear. I said, no, well, you don't. You don't run my channel, I do. Last time I checked, my name is on this channel, not you. So I said, no. I said, well, good luck. I told him, good luck. C'est la vie, whatever. You know? Yeah, I'm far from knowing everything when it comes to radio. Hey, same here. You know, when I started this channel 8 years ago, I knew diddly squat about anything. But I learned a lot too. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about radio in general. I learned a lot about YouTube. I learned a lot about myself. You know, my approach. You know, me just being in front of a camera. You know, I learned a lot about that. So I evolved too. You know. So I'm far from knowing everything, but when it comes to radio, but I know so much more. I will say, yeah, exactly, same here. Yeah, conditions are real bad on other stations as well. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That it's not only Zuma Radio, is a lot of stations that I used to hear more. Even WPTX out of Lexington, Maryland. I could barely hear that now. Sometimes I can't hear it at all. Before I used to pick it up, and now I could. I don't. Sometimes I don't hear it at all, and that's a station I should pick up regularly. Hello, Alfredo. Alfredo Stocky. Stocky. Yeah. Yeah, Link. It's some shortwave radio is too wide, but the one that radio was ridiculous. It was horrible, and I had to point that out. I pointed out in the review, and I knew that they were not gonna like they were not gonna like the review, but I'm gonna say the truth. And then they reached out to me and they said, "Well, we're working on a new improved model." And I said, "Okay, when you improve on it, and we want to, then we'll let you know about it." I said, "Fine." And I never heard from them again. After the second radio, I never heard from them again. That was it. I guess 2 radios that I bashed was enough for them. And I don't mean to, I really I want them to succeed, because if they succeed, I succeed, and then I get send me another one. But I'm not gonna compromise that with lying. I'm not gonna lie for them. That I'm not gonna do. Because I learned that from crypto too, and crypto is bad because people actually lost a lot of money, and I don't want somebody coming at my door with a loaded gun and say, because of you I lost all my money. Seriously, because I seen it on crypto on my Danny Finance channel. When I first started that channel, when I first got into crypto, I used to go to all these channels. And I noticed right away some of them were peddling junk crypto, coins, junk, they call them shit coins. And I seen people lose money. I seen people, in the chat, and on Discord, I seen people lose money. I lost, like I remember one particular girl. I saved money for my prom dress, so I put it on this token, and now I lost it all. I felt bad for her, and she was very upset. She said, "I put all my money on all my, now I don't have money for my prom dress." So you could tell she's teenager. She was in the chat room, and people were like, "But that's what happens when you follow people blindly." And it was a particular token that I put up about $100 in that token, and I lost that money. That money was gone within about a week. No, actually, I'll take that back. I put $100 into that token, and it went down a little bit, and then it spiked up. When it spiked up, I got out. I sold it. I got out. I doubled the money. I made like, I put 100. I made like 200. That's it. And I got out. And then suddenly it dipped. And then I guess she bought it when it was up here. I got out when it was up here. She bought it when it was up here. So I'm out now. But I'm still in the Discord chat, just, because I saw some signs already that this is a scam. Like the guy's LinkedIn was fake. He had a fake LinkedIn. The picture he used was you could search it on Google. It was all over the place. So I noticed, okay, this is a scam. And then the guy stopped answering emails. He stopped answering in Discord. All of a sudden in Discord, he was not there no more. And this and that. I said, okay, this guy. And then it dipped. And all you saw was Discord, a lot of people complaining, hey, I lost my money. Where the hell is my money? This is a scam. And I was like, yep, it's a scam. So I made a video about that. I made a monologue. I talked about that scam, that there were signs that I saw that other people saw right away that this is not on the up and up. Like they use a fake, it was a MGM Grand Hotel. They use a picture of the MGM Grand Hotel, but they put their casino logo on top of the MGM, like covered it. And I'm like, you can't do that. That's illegal. That's copyright. You can't take a picture and say it's yours. That's what they were doing on their website. They had the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino as their casino, virtual casino. Like this is, but they put their name on it. They put Meta Vegas Casino. And I was like, well, you can't do that. That's copyright. So I already knew they were not on the up and up. When I saw stuff like that, all the bells and whistles were going off on me. So I sold. I waited for the price went up a little bit. And I said, okay, I'm out. That's it. I'm not going to take that chance. And I made $100. I made another 100 I made my initial investment was 100. I made another 100 something dollars, like $20. I forgot. So, I doubled my money. That was it. But I got out because I saw the warning sign. And then, and everybody was promoting the hell out of this token. And people got hurt. There was somebody in the chat room that said, I lost over $20,000 on that token. I said, well, you crazy. I would never put that much money on a token like that. I put $100. And I thought I was never going to see that money. As soon as I put it in, I said, what the hell did I just did? And I got out. I said, I got out. When the minute I saw the first red flag, I got out. At least I made $100. But a lot of people lost their money. I talk about, like that guy, he said he lost $20,000. $20,000. And the girl that was saying, oh, I think she put like $1,000. And she lost it. She said, that was my prom money. And I'm looking at her like, why would you put your prom money into a gambling, a fake casino token? That's what she did. So everybody's telling her, well, I feel for you, but that money's gone. You're not going to see that money. And there was people peddling. There's people that peddle that stuff because they approached me. Token companies used to approach me, coins. They say, oh, we got this crypto. We'll give you X amount of tokens. And you can talk about this token. And we pay you in this token. So now I'm pumping up this token now. I'm like, oh, I just got it on this deal with this, crappy coin. And it's the best coin. It's gonna outperform Bitcoin and all that. And then next thing you know, everybody, pump and dump. They pumped up at the price. Everybody gets out, and whoever's there, they're gonna be holding the bags. And that's what happened. And a lot of channels that I used to watch, they were all doing that. And that's when I learned that you can't trust them. You can't trust any of these people. And some of them were pumping really no-use tokens. Like the son of Shiba Inu. I don't know, some crazy token. Like here's Dogecoin. Here's the son of Doge, baby Doge. You know, Doge Part 2. And then oh yeah, it must be better than Doge because if it's gonna be better than Doge, I'm gonna be all in, and that's what they do. They hype them up with all that crap. Trust me, I lost some money on tokens. I say Tama is one of them that I lost a lot of money on it, but not a lot. We're talking about $250. That's not a lot of money. It still hurts. $200. That could be $200. I put $250 on Saitama. At its peak, it was worth like $5,000. Like no, not $5,000. Like $3,000. And I let it sit there. I should have sold it right there. I didn't sell it. I want to let it ride. I want to let it ride. And it went worth nothing now. It's worth nothing. Now it's worth zero. Less than 250. It's worth nothing now. And that happened to me a couple of times. Token went Safe Moon. I put $200 in Safe Moon. At one point, it was like, $500, $600. And then it went down. I should have just sold it when I doubled it. That's it. And that's the rule. You got to sell. You got to know what to sell. And I said, no, I'm putting this for the long term, like a dummy. And Safe Moon, that token made it on CNBC. When your token makes it on CNBC, you think you got a winner. Oh, Safe Moon. Oh, Safe Moon is on CNBC. Nope. That thing crashed and they went to jail. The Safe Moon, he was in jail now. He went to jail. They went to jail. That's why you gotta be careful with believing stuff on YouTube. You can't believe these people. These people sell stuff then. But crypto is bad. People be peddling stuff. And people put a lot of money in these tokens. They put their life savings. Some people put their life savings in this stuff. I don't do that. Out of all my tokens, the most money I ever put is Shiba Inu. And that was taking a risk. And so far, so good. So far, I made, what is it? I probably put $700 worth of tokens that I bought Shiba Inu. Right now, it's worth about, $3,000. So I tripled my money. And I had that token for years now, a few years. That's the only token right now that I actually made a good amount of money on. And Bitcoin, of course, Bitcoin also. Bitcoin, I made quite a few. I sold off Bitcoin recently because it went up to a certain price. I sold it because I wanted to buy some stuff. I sold it to buy. I still have some Bitcoin, and I'm always going to keep buying Bitcoin. That's why I tell people, you're going to get in crypto, just buy one token. Don't fall for all this other shit. I would just get Bitcoin, one more time, Bitcoin. That's it. Don't even look at everything else. Because everything else, you don't know what's going to happen. Oh, XRP. Oh, Solana. Get out of here. I don't want to hear all that. Dogecoin. Because Elon Musk tweets it. It gets some of these tokens is like if Elon, post something about it, or suddenly the price shoots up on it. Like that's not an investment. That's speculating. So, and YouTube is notorious for that peddling junk coins. Yeah, like Kenny Rogers, exactly. You got to know when to hold and when to fold. And I'm telling you, Saitama is the biggest example for me. And I know people that had, I know one person, he has a channel. He put $20,000 of Saitama. At his peak, he was sitting almost at $500,000. And he sold. He put He put not he put $2,000. He put $2,000, and at his peak, at the peak, he had about $250,000. But then he finally he sold it he sold it when it was about 100,000. He got out, and he made a video on it, and he got heckled. They unsubscribed this channel like crazy because they said, how can you say that? And he said, no, when I went to the conference, he saw red flags. He was the first guy to come out with that token is a scam. And then he got hated for that. But he turned out to be a genius. He said, no, I got it because when I went to the conference, he went to the conference, he did a live stream. I was watching it. And everybody's like, yeah, Saitama. Yeah. And I was like, I had like $200 worth of it. I was like, and it went up to like, and I was like, yeah, it's going to go up. Yeah. After that conference, it never recovered because a few people they saw something in there. And, and eventually he made the video on it. And all of a sudden the price went, and it never recovered. It never recovered from the all-time high. And no, it was November of 2022. It never recovered after that. It never recovered. And right now it's worthless. It's worthless now. And I should have got out then. I would have had a couple of $1,000. But I didn't. I was like, it's gonna make more. It has $2,000. It might be 20,000 by next year. It might be 30,000. Dummy. That's what happened to me. Dumbass. I should have sold it. And then you got to know what to sell, bro. That's the hard part. You got to know what to sell because sometimes you get greedy. That's what happened. You get greedy. You think it's gonna keep going like this, and then you're like, yeah, I may already made this much, but I want to make more. I want to make more, and you think it's gonna go forever, and it doesn't. Even if it dips, yeah, but it's gonna recover. It's gonna recover, and then it doesn't recover, and then you're on that. And it happens fast with crypto. It happens like within the days. So forget about it. Yeah. LinkedIn. I currently have the Texan PL330 for single sideband deal. Yeah, it's a good radio. It's a very good radio. I don't have it. I know Tyson has it. He likes that radio. I have the 660. But yeah, 330 is a very good radio. I'm also looking to buy the Qdosin DX286. Well, that's a good radio too. That's definitely a good radio. Yeah. James Farley, Danny, I had the Baofeng 82. Was it I don't know which one that one is. And it was unlocked. So I just used Chirp to lock the transmit. Yeah, you can do that. Exactly. I know you can do that. You can lock the, But the thing is, the average person, especially the person that's not responsible, like at least with that radio, thank God the airband, because that's dangerous. Interfering with the airband, air traffic, and that's dangerous. You don't want nobody to interfere with air traffic. So at least they had the sense of not doing that. But marine band, I don't know. I think that's another mistake they did. But anyway, I'm my thing is, I mean, like for example, me, I'm not gonna do anything on that. I'm not gonna. I'm not. I have my license. I'm not gonna. But to the hands of the wrong person, yeah. Also, I think that one also, I didn't confirm it yet, but I know on I'm gonna say public safety, so you can guess what that is. On public safety, I believe that one can, and that is not good. but public safety, is, but still, that is not good. They need to lock that down. Yeah, of course I can lock down mine. I don't, and I probably do that anyway, but I don't have to because I'm not gonna do it anyway. I'm not gonna use it anyway. I'm not gonna, And he also mentioned, I know, and I didn't think about that also. GMRS on this radio, of course, is I think there's a certain, I forgot which channels are that you can only do 2 watts. And since that one does 5 watts, that's already above the legal limit. So little things like that, you know. And I know somebody wrote a comment in the chat about, well, they're not gonna enforce it. Well, you know what? It shouldn't. You shouldn't do something because they're not gonna enforce it. There is an honor system. There is an honor system here. Like in my case, even just because I can and think I can get away with it, I'm gonna do it. No, you know. There are rules and regulations for reasons. I know people don't want to hear that. I know people don't want to hear that. You know, like when the guy was talking about free banding and all that. I'm like, my thing is, all these people that know about 11-meter free banding and all that stuff, and there's a lot of people out there that don't just get your license. At least there's a structure to this. You know, I get the CB thing, the whole thing, but you would think that would be the next evolution. You play around with CB and you make up your own handle. Like in my case, I want an official call sign, so I wanted to get my license. You know, but you hear that other half too. All the airways is free. The FCC doesn't control my, and all they do, they're the governing body of this country. And you know what? They're not free. They're not free. You can't just go there and say whatever you want to say. So they're not free. Yeah, Jason. So I use chirp to lock. Yeah, you can, and that's the responsible thing to do. But you know what? If there's selling that radio out there, then I'm not gonna promote that radio. That's it. The only email I got from them was a couple of days ago that they're still gonna sell that radio on October 20. Now they moved it to October 22nd on Amazon. I said, well, sell it all you want, but I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't want the trouble. That's it. Now when they improve it and they'll send me another one that's locked, because I don't. That's not thing, James. I know you can do it in chirp, whatever. It shouldn't take me to do it. They need to make it compliant. Otherwise, I'm not touching it. I don't care. To me, it's another Quan Chang clone looking radio. It's another Quan Chang, and that's it. That's to me. They didn't reinvent the wheel on this radio, so I'm glad they're getting into the transceiver thing. But you know what? Hopefully they'll learn from. They'll make a rig or something. Something else. So yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I did. I don't know. I checked it. I think I'm at. I don't remember the number now. I stopped. I try not to look at my numbers no more because it used to annoy me sometimes with the numbers. See, like all these days, I've been doing live streaming. Last time I uploaded a video was the radios, but everything else been live streamed. So and I don't look at numbers anymore. I'm done with that because when I look at my people watching and all that, I just stopped. I said, you know what? You know, I don't know if I were to leave the chat open to everybody, if the numbers would be more. I don't think it makes a difference. Plus, I don't want to leave the chat open to anybody anymore. Now, you know what? If you want to be in the chat, you got to subscribe. That's it. I don't care. You know, I don't need 100 people in my. I don't need to have 100 people watching. I realize that. You know what? Maybe I don't want that because I don't want to be reading every single thing. You know, that's the other thing I realized that. You know what? You know, it'd be nice if I one day I look and I see I have 200 people watching. Things like that. That would be nice because then I know my numbers will be. But I don't. I stopped doing that. I stopped doing that. When people find you, they find you. You know, uh, and some people find you and they don't. They rather not watch. You know, they rather not. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what makes people take. I watch other live streams. Not many. Last night, of course, I was in Jill's chat. There's not that many I go to anymore because especially now that I'm doing my own stream, I rather just stream myself and talk to you guys. Rather than go on another stream and talk to other people. You know, it's just that I think once you start streaming yourself, you don't want to really be on another stream. Not like And Jill's is one of the few that I go to, and that's it. There's not that many live streams I go to anymore. And we're talking about big channels. Like there's some big amateur radio channel live streams, and I try to see what they do. And there's some that they like. For example, there's one I don't want to mention them. There's one that they have like I guess they're using the multi thing, and they're talking to each other. And I watch it for a few minutes, and I get bored. I'm like, this is boring, because it's too much about. And there's a balance, Yeah, I talk, I don't mind learning about radio, but I don't want to go on a live stream and just hear about radio all the time. That's why I like Jill's chat room, because he talks about like when we talked about yesterday about the vintage computing and the Commodore 64. We get into all these little topics. He gets away from all that, and I like that. I want I don't want to watch one person talk about the same thing over and over. Like he's always talking about amateur radio, this and this and this, because it's boring. It's boring. I love my hobby and all that, but I don't want to hear this 24/7 from other people. So so I don't know if I got a couple of more. Maybe I did. I don't know. But I don't check my numbers no more. I really don't. I stopped doing that because that used to drive me up the wall sometimes. And I stopped doing that. And I think since I stopped doing that, actually, it's better for me. Because I just come on here and stream. Right now, 3 hours and 30 minutes. So if I say goodbye right now, I got 3 hours already in the books. I don't plan this no more. I don't do that no more. People are gonna subscribe to you. They're gonna subscribe to you. That's it. Just like when I make a video, like will I like to do more tutorial videos? Yeah, I would. But I know the last video I made that was like when I put up the FT8 and I did all that. It took me like 3 or 4 hours to make that video, shooting, doing takes on it. And a video like that only gets 1,200 views or whatever it is now, 1,000 views, whatever it is. That's just disappointing. Meanwhile, I made another video years ago talking about a $7 radio. Excuse me, $11 radio. And that video is over 20,000, whatever it is now. I don't know what the hell the number is. So sometimes it's just hit and miss. And I don't watch these channels. I used to watch those channels too, the ones that, oh, your video needs to be like this. I stopped that. I stopped all that. I stopped all that. And And I get approached I get emails from people. Oh, I'm an SEO expert, and just you have this many amount of videos, and you have this amount of subscribers. You should be over here. This one. I said, well, it doesn't work that way. My channel is a grind. That's it. My expectation from day one, I always said it. If I ever get 1,000 subscribers, I'll be happy with that. And I already exceeded that. So, you know what? I'm fine. But some people, hey, I want 10,000. I want 100,000. So they're willing to, do all the stuff over, reinvent the wheel or take sponsors. Or I don't care about that. Because it's going to get to a point where, you know what? It's, when it starts getting repetitive, that's when I'll take a break. It gets too repetitive. Yeah. Yeah, so just like Kenny Rogers, yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened to me. It happens to everybody. Same thing with stock investing. There's times that I sold too early. There's times that I sold too early and the stock went up a lot higher. That happened to me quite a few times, especially early days. James Farley, when I bought my Yaesu in the 80s, I had to prove that was a That's another thing that he mentioned about that selling something like that. I can't see whether they should. I don't know. This is up for debate. But I guess it makes sense. Because I think I remember the transceivers when I was a kid. Oh, in my 20s even. I remember. I think when you bought a transceiver, they needed some kind of proof. If I remember something like that. And of course, they clearly marked it. Like even when you look at the magazine, they will say, amateur radio license required. They will put it like when they sell this radio. I don't think they put that. I think the instruction they do have it. If I remember the instruction, they do have it. So. James Folly, then remember when you were trying to buy a linear? Well, I never tried to buy any of that. The CB was my friend. My friend owned the CB, and he bought a. He never bought a linear though. He did buy. I know he used to have a little Uniden, and then one day he said, "I'm gonna get a Cobra." I forgot what model it was. It was a nice one, big one, with the single sideband. He said, "I'm gonna get a Cobra with a single sideband." I was like, "What the hell is that? What the hell is single sideband?" And then he talked about linear, but I don't think he ever bought the linear. But and then just like that, he was interested in it, and then one day he stopped. So then remember when you're trying to buy a linear for your CB ready, you got to show your license for that too. Yeah, well, I don't remember it, but I know there was a time when you even needed a license for CB. That was a long time ago. A CB license. Yeah. Anyway, I am going to sign off now. It's been 3 hours and 35 minutes. I am a little tired right now. I actually want to take a nap because I didn't get much sleep last night, and I'm still tired from yesterday. So I'm gonna sign off now. I just want to say thank you everybody for watching, and I'll be back soon. And enjoy your Sunday. And yeah, so take care everybody, and have a good day. Have a great week. Bye bye.